Hey guys, it's us here, Mark Madman, with our 42nd Madman Podcast. And we're live, our second live Madman Podcast. Your home for all the latest and hottest anime, gaming, and pop culture news for the week and beyond. I'm Madman, and I'm going to be discussing the many topics for today's show with our panel, C Money and Doodle.
What's going on, you guys? I'm Doodle.
Hello. C Money here. Sorry, guys, for being a little late. But we are ready to
We're ready to talk.
We got some fun stuff. And as you can tell by the headliner, it's going to be a little crazy. Let's just say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm feeling good. Are you guys feeling good?
We're feeling good. We're
I'm
feeling good.
good.
It's been a wild week. We've been doing live streams
Yes.
during the week. This is
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? We're having
Yes.
so much fun, you guys. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening, watching, being
Absolutely,
there.
absolutely.
It's freaking awesome. You guys are so cool.
This has been such a cool little adventure here. We never did live streaming, and then last week's MADMAN Podcast was the first one that we did.
Yes, like
And-
super last minute. We were like, let's just do it live.
Absolutely. And since then, we've done what, like 4 or 5?
Think
Four?
yeah,
Live
5
streams
maybe.
for 5? Yeah,
Yes.
We've been doing having the live streams. Has been so much fun. We've been making so many new friends in the chat, which is awesome.
They're heading over to Discord, which
Yeah,
you
we got
know,
our new
it's really
Discord
cool.
channel.
I didn't even know you could do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, I'm very excited for it.
So you broke up folders too for like anime talk and like
discussions,
video
you mean?
game
Like
discussions.
in the Discord,
It's really
there's different things you can chat about. We're just trying to make it so if you want to kind of continue the conversation when the live streams are over, you can kind of hop over and have fun and chat with everybody. So, but yeah, so
And
we're
keep
going to
the
get
friendships
started.
going.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to get started with the podcast proper. Man, get us going.
Get it, baby.
All right. So I think the biggest thing on people's minds, the Microsoft versus CMA situation, which we thought would be cleared up, but no. The CMA, those bastards, turned down the deal. They shut it down, saying that it would destroy competition, which is capital B bullshit. A quote from the CMA. We prevented Microsoft from purchasing Activision over concerns the deal would damage competition in the cloud gaming market, leading to less innovation and choice for the United Kingdom and their gamers. That's pathetic. Let's be honest. I don't think that they're just coming up with excuses. I wouldn't be surprised if Sony paid them a large sum of money to just shut that shit down. And they're not taking that bullshit because Microsoft is going for an appeal. What do you guys have to say about this?
So they have a pretty long thread. No, I don't know how long it is, but CMA kind of put out this thread, right, where they want to explain why they did what they did.
Okay.
So I'm going to go through the thread, okay, and then after we go through the thread, we can kind of
dive in,
right?
Okay.
Because there's a lot of different things, and people are chiming in on what they're feeling about the CMA blocking the Xbox deal. So, all right. So first things here. The cloud gaming market is growing rapidly, with the average number of UK cloud gamers tripling between 2021 and 2022. This growth is expected to continue. Cloud gaming can help existing and new gamers access their favorite games without the need for an expensive console or gaming PC in the future. Microsoft already has strong advantages in the market, owning Windows, the leading PC operating system for which most PC games are made, significant cloud infrastructure and systems, Xbox, and a portfolio of leading games. If Microsoft were to buy Activision, that position would only become stronger, reducing competition in cloud gaming and affecting how the market develops. The evidence available to the CMA showed that Microsoft would find it commercially beneficial to make Activision's games exclusive to its own cloud gaming service, making it harder for other platforms to compete. Reduced competition could mean less choice and a lack of new, exciting innovations for UK gamers in the future. We found that Microsoft's proposals to address these concerns did not restore competition and would have introduced ineffective regulatory obligations. They have a thing here that says cloud gaming needs a free, competitive market to drive innovation and choice that is best achieved by allowing the current competitive dynamics in cloud gaming to continue to do their job. and that is the nonsense that they're spewing.
That's disgusting.
So
I am so fucking disgusted right now.
So a lot of people, are looking at this because if we take it back, right? If we go back to when they were first talking about wanting to block this, right? The big concern was Call of Duty, right? And PlayStation not getting it and, destroying competition and all this other stuff, right? And then they had like a side note about the cloud gaming, right? But it was a very small note, right? This entire time they've been going in on the Call of Duty,
being exclusive and
right?
everything else. So Microsoft whipped out a 10-year contract.
Yeah, for
everybody.
For everybody. And they've been fixing that thing. But the whole point is that the CMA has been focused. That's all they talked about. Barely ever mentioning cloud gaming, right? Only in very small kind of amounts, right? And at the end of the day, they found that the console market is not going to be affected, right? So they dropped that. And now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're blocking the deal off of the thing that they barely even spoke about.
Yeah,
right?
They're shifting directions.
Barely spoke about.
Listen, it's crazy because I'm almost like I'm super tired of hearing about this back and forth between Xbox and the CMA. It's almost like they need to do this under wraps. If it goes through, great. If it doesn't, then it is what it is. Because it's so much back and forth. I do feel like at first they had the whole thing with the competition between Xbox and PlayStation. Obviously, that didn't play out because we saw the numbers, right? And but this makes a little bit more sense. The statement about the cloud gaming, and because I do know the direction in which Microsoft is trying to take it, and they are leading. They do have Microsoft, right? So that's the big deal, right? So this will make them way ahead.
But
doing
way
this,
ahead
but
of
I don't
what?
think that Activision has anything to do with their cloud gaming except for making Call of Duty exclusive. So, like, the two things are disconnected to me.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that there is no cloud gaming market right now, right? It's so small, it's negligent, right? So basically, you're going to block a deal that will help everything else right now for the possibility that maybe sometime in the future, other people will hop on and make cloud gaming a thing. But this is the stupidity of it. Activision games are not on the cloud.
Mm-hmm.
So Xbox is dominating, and they never had the Call of Duty to do that, right? So it shows that you don't need Call of Duty, similar to Nintendo.
Yes.
Right? Killing it, selling their console, right? And it shows that they didn't need Call of Duty to be successful.
Exactly.
And they're just hinging it on the same thing. And I did read that, somebody put it out there, and it made a lot of sense to me, where basically they're saying that, CMA knows what they're doing. They know that they were hinging on the Call of Duty exclusive situation and realized that there was no way that they were going to be able to make that stick. They knew that they would lose if they used that argument.
Yeah.
So after Microsoft came to them and pretty much showed them on black and white that if you try to go forward, to be clear, this wasn't, we read this and we came to the decision. No, it was Microsoft saying, hey, look at this. If you think you have a chance to win after you block this for this reason, you're fucked. Because we're going to destroy you because the numbers are not real that you're using.
So they went and regrouped. This is what's crazy, by the way. They kind of made Microsoft feel comfortable in the idea that they were really going to make this fair and kind of it was going to go through, because I was already thinking the same thing, right?
Absolutely.
So they kind of had them put their guard down, essentially. It's what I'm feeling, because I was like, all right, this is pretty much a done deal. They've come to their senses. They can't keep at the same route that they were taking. But I did notice that Jim Ryan from PlayStation was out there making all kinds of blobbity blobbies, and he's kind of been laying low lately, almost as if he knows what's taking place.
Of course.
So listen, you can't make random accusations about things, and you never know what's happening. But what Madman said has been on my mind for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? This seems like some deals. You never know what's going on behind closed doors. You never know what's getting paid off. Like, this is getting dragged along, and now it's another situation, another challenge. I don't know. Is it worth it? You know, and Phil Spencer was saying, you know, when the deal happens, the first time that they were trying to block it and the numbers came up and he presented everything he needed to present. But I did see him saying, like, we're going to do what we're going to do, whether it's with Activision or not. Like, that's not going to determine our way of doing things and what we have planned out. So, you know, I don't know what's happening, how this is going to go. But I don't think they were expecting for the CMA to come back the way that they did, because it seemed like things were being settled in.
To kind of hit on a few points that you made. Yes, Sony has been quiet, right?
Yeah, very.
Now, if you remember, when the CMA first put out the letter saying, "Hey, we're not going to that we're looking to block it," right? Before, not this part. Like when we have all these concerns, PlayStation was like, "Yeah, we agree with what you found, that there's going to be a problem and you shouldn't, you know, let them do it," right? Then they dropped the whole thing, and PlayStation came out and was like, "No, we don't agree with this. You guys are doing ridiculous stuff. This is unprecedented and irrational and all this stuff." And then silence, right?
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden, the official block comes out. Where's PlayStation?
Nowhere.
Where's PlayStation saying, we agree with this block? Thank you, CMA, for doing it. They didn't. You know why?
Because they don't want to bring attention to that.
So Sony
to that relationship
got caught up.
Yep.
And wrote the letter saying, you guys are fools. You guys are all this and all that.
Yep.
And then CMA said, bro, relax.
We're
only doing this so that people can stop saying that we're doing this for you. Okay? We dropped that part. We weren't going to win it. But we can come and say that it's cloud gaming. So just shut the fuck up. Stay on the side. And we will go ahead and handle this for you. No worries. That's the only thing that makes sense, because they're not saying a fucking word.
They're not.
They're not.
And it makes it even more suspicious, right?
Absolutely.
Because I think they were up in arms and kicking about it and screaming about it because they didn't see that coming. I think, I don't know. We don't know about these things. A lot of deals are made.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of money gets handed. And not to say that that's the situation that's taking place, but this all seems so weird.
It is. It's weird, and it's very, very random. But again, that's only if you're trying to make sense of it, right? In your mind, you look at it like, this is stupid. It doesn't make any sense. But it does make sense in their mind, because this was the way they could block the deal.
Of course.
This is the only leg they had to stand on.
The crazy thing is, listen, you think about how much you have to pay a lawyer to, like, just meet with you, to show up, and, like, to write a letter, to file a freaking application or whatever the heck needs to take place. So a lot of money's being thrown in.
Oh yeah, but they don't care. It's not their money. You know, it's just government money being used and wasting taxpayers'
Microsoft,
dollar.
they're probably hoping that at some point they're just gonna go ahead and say, all right, we're done with this. And
yeah, but Microsoft has more money than God, so they can care less. They want what they want, and they're going to spend what they spend because it means nothing to them.
I think the bigger picture is, like, Activision is their game. So the point is that they can do whatever they want. And I think that if we just settle this nicely, players get to play the game everywhere. And I think that the relationship between Activision and PlayStation has been kind of destroyed.
I agree 100%. What's up, Tiger? How we doing, bud?
Tiger, welcome.
Tiger.
How
Welcome,
are you, baby?
So let's.
We're doing great. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Happy that you're here.
Let's switch to Brad Smith, right? So this is the vice chair and president of Microsoft, right? So he goes ahead and he puts out something right away, which later on we found out that Phil Spencer was saying that he did this at like 2 a.m. in our time because it's the time difference.
Yes.
So he saw it and he put this together. So he made it very clear and very direct. We remain fully committed to this acquisition and will appeal. The CMA's decision rejects a pragmatic path to address competition concerns and discourages technology innovation and investment in the United Kingdom. We have already signed contracts to make Activision Blizzard's popular games available on 150 million more devices, and we remain committed to reinforcing these agreements through regulatory remedies. We're especially disappointed that after lengthy deliberations, this decision appears to reflect a flawed understanding of this market and the way the relevant cloud technology actually works, right? So he's making it very clear straight up. Now, Lulu over on Activision side, right? This is the common thread we're starting to see now.
Yes.
Right? She says the CMA's report today is a major setback for the UK's ambitions to be a tech hub, and we will work with Microsoft to reverse it on appeal. This report is also a disservice to UK citizens who face increasingly dire economic prospects, and we will need to reassess our growth strategy in the UK.
Ooh.
Global innovators, large and small, will take note that despite all its rhetoric, the UK is closed for business.
Damn.
Dang, that was pretty spicy,
drop.
bro.
Mic drop.
They are not taking this laying down.
No.
They are not. They're taking it beyond the games. They're saying
they're making it very clear.
Are important to your country.
Yes.
Not the. We are important to your country, and if you're trying to take away something that we want to happen,
yes,
under
then you're doing
reasons,
that to your country and your gamers
we have
and
to
everybody
think about what we're gonna do in your country.
Yes,
because we're not gonna do business with people who are like fucking us. Right?
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
that's
essentially,
pretty much what it is.
also, I love this statement because it also makes it very clear that just because they can't do this in the UK and they can't go ahead and that doesn't mean that it affects every other place.
Yeah, I mean, it affects it, but they can choose to do what they want to do. Whether it's rational or not, or whether it makes sense to do it, that's different. But the whole point is that if they wanted to, they could. They could say, we're done with that. And that's not the only thing. So she was out there in these streets, right? Because there was another approval. Ukraine.
Yes.
Okay. Ukraine went ahead and their anti-monopoly committee, they concluded and they are okay with the merger. They're saying, you go ahead, do you. They're not putting any, regulation on it, no restrictions on it. Just go ahead and merge. Right?
Yeah.
So that's a place where you're already having a problem.
It is their right to do so. And I think that this whole looking out for PlayStation and in equality in competing, then we need to look at everything then if we're looking at where Microsoft can excel, right? So should we be pulling back PlayStation on where they are ahead with their exclusives and everything like that? Should we be looking at those deals too? Like, you can't hold someone back because they have a plan and they have a way to make their company grow, right?
Well, you could do it if it's actually going to be a problem. Like NVIDIA, they make all the graphics cards, right? So they were trying to buy ARM, which ARM is a company that makes all the mobile all the mobile chips.
Okay.
So they were trying to buy that. Now, if they would have been allowed to buy that, now you're in a tight place because they own the vast majority of the PC market.
Okay.
And now they're going to own almost the entirety of the mobile market with their manufacturing ability. So yeah, that becomes a tighter place where it's like, okay, well, that's going to be really hard for AMD to get any type of foothold because you own everything, right? So like that makes sense that it was blocked, right? This doesn't make sense.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
Because Xbox is not going to, owning them is not going to make Xbox some unstoppable force. It's just a good game that they have. Just like PlayStation has good games, right?
But
that they don't have anywhere else that push forward.
If we're looking at what this can do, then we need to go back and look at all the other deals that have been made. You know what I'm saying? If we're really trying to make it fair, is that not the situation?
But they're not trying to make it fair.
I know it's not, but that's the bull crap.
That's the problem. So she also is pointing out here. So, like, remember Microsoft made the 10-year deals with Boosteroid
Yes, they did.
and the other company and NVIDIA, right? And those other companies and NVIDIA, you see it right here. NVIDIA tweeted out, GeForce Now and other cloud gaming providers stand to gain an even deeper catalog of games if Microsoft's acquisition of Activision is completed. We see this as a benefit to cloud gaming and hope for a positive resolution. Okay, it's a benefit. So she goes and says the CMA has sought to block our merger over concerns the deal would alter the future of the fast-growing cloud gaming market. But NVIDIA and other cloud gaming leaders say the deal would only alter the future for the better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reality of what it is. And it's just ridiculous that that's the case. So on the topic of that, now this is where I feel like Microsoft is saying, like, we're gonna get this. It doesn't matter what you do, CMA. We're gonna make this happen. Because after the deal was blocked, 2 days later,
Do tell.
Brad Smith puts in here, Microsoft and European cloud gaming platform Enware have signed a 10-year agreement. Our statement here. Microsoft and European cloud gaming platform Enware have signed a 10-year agreement to stream PC games built by Xbox on its platform, as well as Activision Blizzard titles after the acquisition closes. While it's still early for the emerging cloud segment in gaming, this new partnership, combined with our other recent commitments, will make more popular games available on more cloud game streaming services than they are today. They are not going to sit here and wait. They're saying this is happening.
Yeah.
We're going to do this. It's the only thing that makes sense to have happen. It's the only thing that makes sense to have happen.
They're going to find a way around it, period. So,
Absolutely.
If you know, and the problem, this is the thing, like, they don't need this, they don't need to buy Activision to have Activision. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So, you know, either
they're just trying to make it official.
Yes, legally do it. And, you know, it is to the benefit of Activision. And this is the problem. They keep going back and forth between PlayStation and Microsoft. We're not looking at Activision, and that should be the concern. What if Activision can't, like, what if they are low on cash, right? And they can't sustain to continue to do what they're doing, right? This big game that everybody's literally, Jim Ryan is saying that if they don't have Call of Duty, then it's over for them, right? So this game that has that much importance, right? Shouldn't we be making sure that they have all the funds that they need so that this can continue to happen? Right? So that they can continue to deliver the games that they need to deliver.
Absolutely. It's
just
fake.
madness.
It's fake outrage, right? It's just them saying it because they're trying to protect
Sony.
Sony.
Excuses that they feel will, you know, make sense or will hold this back. And that's just what it is.
So what you were saying before too about Phil Spencer, right? Saying, you know, the different scenario now versus before. He put another statement out here. Well, actually, it was kind of reported because they had a meeting with the staff and stuff like that. So he was saying, Phil Spencer was saying that the acquisition was intended to speed up Microsoft's gaming plans, but it doesn't represent the entirety of their plans.
Exactly.
Right? It's going to move ahead whether they have Activision or not. Now, they're not saying we don't want Activision or we don't care about it.
Of course not.
They're saying it like Xbox before. Actually, Miles Dompierre, he's on Twitter. He put out a tweet saying before the announcement that they were going to buy Activision Blizzard, we were all excited for Xbox's future.
Yes.
Like, we were all pumped. We were all saying, oh my God, Xbox is doing everything they need to do. They just bought Bethesda. They're moving forward. They're going to have all this stuff going on. Everybody was excited. And then now
this
that
happened,
the Activision
all the
Blizzard
hiccups
looks,
and all this other stuff.
now that it looks like there's a hiccup, it's like, oh, there's no more excitement. It's like, no, the same things we were excited for are still going to come. This was just an extra bonus.
Guys, listen, and by the way, Microsoft, if they don't buy Activision, Microsoft is not over. Like, are you kidding me?
Not in the latest.
Halo is not done. Like, Xbox is not going anywhere because they didn't get Activision. Do you see how hard they're fighting? Like, they're here to get things handled and get things done. if that deal doesn't go through, I highly doubt with everything that Jim Ryan did, that Activision's going to go ahead and say, well, here's your game, guys. Like, I honestly feel that the best thing right now for PlayStation fans and for PlayStation, it is if this deal goes through.
Absolutely.
Because Phil Spencer is not going to take away the game from PlayStation.
No.
You know?
He's just going to invest more in it and make it bigger and more exciting and more viable as a franchise that sticks around for a long time.
The question is, if this doesn't go through, what will the future of PlayStation with Call of Duty be? What will that look like? Because listen, Jimmy Jim burned a lot of bridges.
Yeah,
and I would be really upset if I found if I have a company and I found a big dog to come and pay how much?
69 billion.
69 million? Billion. Are you kidding me? $69 billion and you're messing with my money.
Yep.
You're messing with my money. Nobody wants anybody messing with their money.
Yep. That's
Just saying, that's the quickest way to burn bridges and friendships and mergers and all kinds of crap.
Bro, Microsoft is not going to stop. Why won't they just accept that?
Yeah. Oh, and this was, look, Brad Smith said very similar to Lulu. Microsoft's confidence in doing business in the country was severely shaken and suggested it would be looking at doing more business in the European Union. A message presumably meant to butter up the EU regulators who still have to say what they're going to do, as well as stir up politically sensitive issues of Brexit in the UK. Remember, this all just happened. The UK was a part of the European Union. You know what I'm saying? It was a part of the European Union. And they went ahead and got themselves separated because they want to be their own place. So the first big thing you got going on to prove that you have your own place is you want to make it so that nobody wants to mess with you. Nobody feels confident in doing business over there in the UK because of the way that you guys do things.
Yes.
He says the decision is bad for Britain and the darkest day in our 4 decades in Britain.
That's real right there. And this is the situation. You can't, it's being approved in, everywhere else.
Literally all the other markets in the world are approving it.
How can we go ahead and, what's going on is the question. How can you be seeing something that no one else is seeing?
Because of the reason that we all know is true.
Yep.
It's not for the real reasons. It's for PlayStation. It's for PlayStation. It's literally to keep them where they are. Because remember, the guy who runs Jack Ryan, he's English. He's from that world, right? He was in Europe and he's trying to use his power that he has from before to get these people to do stuff. It's wild. So it's really a disturbing scenario.
This is where it's been approved so far, right?
Yeah, and there's more people. Ukraine joined that list, and I think there's other countries as well who did it, and they're all doing it without regulation. It's just ridiculous that it's a real thing that's happening here. And Bobby Kotick, he's the leader of Activision right now. He's the one that everybody kind of hates.
Okay.
Or hated. I feel like he's kind of
out of
everybody hated him, but now that he's out there trying to get the deal done, even though he wants the money, that's why he's doing it. But still, everybody's kind of forgetting about that for a little bit, just to be all right, you're an asshole, but you're on TV. That's like if you're surrounded by murderers, right? And they're disgusting people, you hate them, they're horrible. But then we get taken over by aliens, and it's yo, get the murderers out. We need it on attack, right? So it's for now, Kotick is kind of on our side.
Yeah,
so he's good for now.
Suicide Squad when they took them out of jail to come and help fight.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
Exactly. So he has some sharp words, man. And this is the thing. People think it's only for the money, which obviously it is, right? It's a lot of it is because he's going to make a lot of money once this is over.
Obviously, everybody's in it for their own situation, but
also you got to take in consideration that he has been in charge of Activision Blizzard for years, right?
Yes.
20 years, maybe something like that, like a crazy amount of time. And he took them from a smaller outfit and made them something big, made them something exciting.
Seen.
Yeah,
known.
seen. They took Call of Duty to the next
exposed,
level.
yes.
Like Call of Duty wasn't big when it first came out, right?
Oh my gosh,
grew
the
it.
style changed
Everything
so
changed.
much. This is
Yeah,
one
it
of
was a
those
very-
games that if you look at like the evolution of Call
It's
of
crazy.
Duty is
It's crazy.
drastically insane in a
Absolutely.
very
another
positive
World War
way.
II shooter
Absolutely.
game, but I think after Call of Duty 4 was when it became Modern Warfare.
Yeah,
and
when
it started
Modern
doing
Warfare
so much
came is when it went crazy.
I remember watching that trailer and it was like the baddest freaking
Yeah, it was so
trailer
dope.
ever. Like to
was so
see
dope.
that happen and like it was just a regular game and then it just turned into this badass empower freaking crazy battle game that
Yeah.
you just had to buy
Yeah,
and had to be a
it's-
part of.
It really is.
And let's not forget, they did a lot of storytelling in there too. Like it's not just, hey, let me get my weapon,
yeah.
run around shooting. Like
Shit.
Not only that, but they created multiple lines of
Like
Call of
Black
Duty.
Ops.
You got Black Ops,
what do
Modern
you call it?
Warfare.
The
yearly,
Warfare
just like
games.
here, this year, next year,
Yeah.
just
They-
banging them out.
They're
Black
they're
Ops.
making it where they've expanded. So my point of all this is that he's invested in the company.
Yes.
Not only financially, but emotionally. He did this. You know what I'm saying? Like he built this. And if he has to leave, right? If he has to go, then he wants to make sure that the company is with somebody who can actually take care of it, right? And move it forward. Now, again, I'm not talking about the people. Like clearly he had issues with the people there. He didn't necessarily care for them the way he should have and taking care of them the way he should have. But the business itself, he wants to look in 20 years and be like, yeah, look at how big that is. I got it there.
Mhm.
I made that deal go through.
This
I helped
happened.
that happen.
Yes.
Right? Like he doesn't want to one day see
Just
Activision
watch
Blizzard
it
gone.
happen. Yeah, this is important. This matters, right? And you brought up a good point. See it gone, right? Like, obviously, this is important. They also have other projects. Imagine if they did this for Call of Duty, if they have the ability to go ahead and be a little more relaxed because the fundings are there, to be a little more free, a little more freedom artistically, and they can develop other games other than just continuing to have a smaller group working on Call of Duty. Who knows what else we can get from them? They are really
Absolutely.
good at what they do.
There's so much more that can come. So, Bobby Kotick had some things to say, right? So, in an interview with Bloomberg, right, he slammed the UK regulators' decision to prohibit the acquisition, labeling the CMA's ruling clearly irrational. He argued that the CMA was wrongly amping up the significance of cloud gaming in the global gaming landscape, and noted that a slew of big names like Google, Apple, Tencent, and Netflix had joined the ranks of those competing in the sector.
Mhm.
Like you got big companies out here.
Trying to
that can
make
do
it
it.
somehow
They have the
to
money
do
to
this
fight.
stuff. Yes.
So cloud gaming, he said, in
Netflix
quotes,
is coming in. Let's
Yeah,
not sleep on Netflix.
They're
Netflix,
buying game
listen.
studios.
Yes, and Netflix doesn't play around. They don't go
No.
ahead and start something up and stop halfway.
They're not
Absolutely.
We've seen what they can do.
Absolutely. And they're gonna do it. There'll be somebody in this space in the future.
Yep.
Cloud gaming is an inconsequential part of the business, he insisted, adding that the mobile gaming accounted for a much larger proportion of the industry. The thing I think was misunderstood. They were focused on the console gaming market, which Sony has roughly 80% market share in, rather than where the global market has gone. And that's to mobile gaming. And the bulk of our $160 billion industry is now on phones. Kotick said, Microsoft isn't in the mobile gaming business, and Candy Crush gives them a single title that gives them an opportunity to actually participate in the mobile market. Mobile gaming phenomenon, Candy Crush Saga is made by King, which they would obviously get if they bought it, right? So the idea that somehow the CMA is protecting all of these big foreign competitors from market competition makes no sense.
Listen, this is the right
Stupid.
time for Microsoft to jump in and go ahead and get started with this. And let's not forget,
Absolutely.
like the situation, wasn't there a situation with Apple and they didn't want to like
I'll give a bigger
That
chance
was
to
the cloud gaming
developers.
on the apps. They
Exactly.
didn't want Microsoft to put their app on there.
Exactly. So like missing out on stuff, like that's a problem, right?
Yep.
That's a bigger problem. So the fact is that we've spoken about this before. People are busy. People are like, it's a lot more difficult nowadays to sit at home in front of your television and go ahead and play your games. And games have become such a big part of our culture, of our lives, right? And
Absolutely.
what do? You get on your phone. And if you can play a game while you're on your break at work, during school, you have freaking lunchtime, you eat your food, you go get on your phone, you play a game, freaking go use the bathroom, play a freaking game. Like while you're out, you have the ability to go ahead and do the things that you enjoy to do when you have a moment to do them, because there's not a lot of time to go ahead and just kick back and get in front of a TV and just chill, you know?
Absolutely.
So that's the world that we're in, and this is what they're doing. They're shifting into that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It needs to be
100%.
done.
And Kodak, he kept going. He said that instead of it being a way that he's going to stand in the way of innovation, the Microsoft Activision deal would have enhanced it. So he says the opportunity we have with Microsoft is to give them more access to mobile talent, mobile technology, and that is something they saw as incredibly valuable. There is an enormous amount of talent at Microsoft that if we were to have access to, would allow us to grow even better.
I really feel bad because I feel like Microsoft is always a step ahead. They did the whole thing with, you know, sharing your freaking games with the digital games with friends and family. And it's like everybody was up in arms about it. They want to freaking go ahead and grow with the mobile. They're up in arms about it. I don't understand this. Like, let them freaking be. Let them be a step ahead. If they have the ability, if they have the money, they have the access, the team, the freaking brain capacity to go ahead and do this, why are we holding people back? Why are we holding this back? This is
an injustice, to say
ridiculous.
the
Let
least.
it grow so we can benefit from that.
Yep. And that's exactly what it is. And they know what they're doing. They know that this is not it. And he even says it here. We have every expectation, as does Microsoft, excuse me, that we should prevail in an appeal. We think the appeals process will work in our favor. And of course he's going to say that, but that's just the reality of it at this point. You know, look, this has been a topic that's been going on for over a year.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Over a
slightly
year.
ridiculous.
And, you know, we've been having to kind of deal with like this. Will they, won't they? Is this going to go through? Is this not going to go through? Look, it's clearly in everyone's best interest that this goes through.
I agree, 100%,
Everyone, including
especially with
PlayStation
everything that's taken
players.
place. I agree.
Because Activision was in a rough spot. We're all forgetting that because it's so far removed that, and this has been dominating the news cycle that we haven't been talking about the bad
And
place
that's
that they were
why
in.
they're so freaking pissed. And this is what I'm bringing up. Nobody's thinking about that. What happens if that's gone? Because they've spent so much time. Like right now, are they working on a game right now? They
I
listen.
mean, they're always working on the next Call
Yeah,
of Duty,
they
no
have
matter
to
what.
work on the games because they're not owned yet. So the company is functioning by itself right now. This is just like a side thing that if this goes through, then they'll take over. But the reality is that it only makes sense to have a company who is flush with cash, who can allow Activision to stop being the company that they were heading to, which is, dude, they lost all innovation outside of Call of Duty because nothing was making money like Call of Duty. So in their minds, they said, why spend money on
anything
these other
other.
things
Yes.
if they don't make anywhere near the money, right? Whereas Microsoft is like, let's make all that other shit because we
Yes.
want all those different games coming into Game Pass,
Exactly.
right? They want to own those IPs so they can have their other studios make it or do partnerships with other studios to
idea
make them.
that it's better to let their ideas die out than to have them go and have the freedom be bought by a company that will give them the freedom to do what they need to do. Like that's petty and ridiculous.
Like literally, they
Yeah,
can do
it
whatever
makes-
they want.
it
With
makes no
Microsoft under
sense,
their
dude.
belts.
It makes no sense whatsoever. This is just a ridiculous situation that ultimately I think is going to I think it's going to go through regardless. We still got the European Union. They still have to vote. If they say that they're approving this, CMA is fucked.
Yeah.
CMA is fucked because Microsoft is not going to
wait around.
like
This
not
is crazy.
go through the deal with them. And then you have
they're just staying out of it.
You have the FTC, right? Oh shit, I forgot to put this up here, but Bobby Kotick actually brought it up in a different interview he was having. But the head of FTC, Lena Khan, she met with the head of CMA a week ago.
Okay.
1 week ago. FTC wants to block this deal.
Mm-hmm.
Lena Khan wants to block this deal. And they met with the CMA 1 week ago.
Before this all came out?
And they claimed that they didn't talk about this.
Of course they didn't. Are you kidding me?
Why would they meet a week before their decision to have a random conversation about other shit?
Other things.
This is the most important thing on CMA's mind right now.
They were talking about spring.
Yeah, spring
and what they're planning to do for summer.
And the new sports
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
that's what they were talking about. Not the freaking big deal that's taking place that is in both of their interests somehow. For some reason. For some reason, they don't want it going through.
Yep. It should be the biggest thing in their minds right now.
Yeah.
But they're running around talking about something else.
No,
That's
we
bullshit.
believe you guys.
That's bullshit. And Bobby saw the same thing. He was like, it's illegal to do, like, they should not have been meeting talking about something that's currently in litigation.
Be meeting about something that they have the same interests to go ahead and deflate or take away or, you know.
And he said it's FTC who's trying to use CMA as a tool to push their agenda. So you're going ahead and taking the CMA and saying, hey, listen, block this shit.
Yeah.
We need you to block it so that when we block it, it's 2 against 1 because the European Union is probably going to let it go.
Man, this is crazy.
And
this reminds me of Scandal, you guys.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys have seen that show.
Oh my God.
It reminds me of freaking Scandal.
It's true.
Crazy.
There's people who are making moves and doing sneaky shit and trying to push an agenda out there. And that's what this is. That's what it is. That's what's happening here. And it's ridiculous.
It is.
It's ridiculous. Well,
all right.
It's really silly.
I think that's all when it comes to the CMA. We will hopefully, honestly, I hope that we don't have to talk about this again until we know that it's going through.
Seriously, I feel like let's just be done with it, you guys. Like, let's freaking close that book.
I would love to.
Yeah, like, it's insane. Unless, I mean, the best parts are when freaking Jim Ryan comes out kicking and screaming. And
honestly,
he's been on the hush-hush.
I feel
Jimmy,
like they're
we
not
miss
say
you.
Anything, bro.
They're not.
They're not going to say anything because if they talk,
I feel like
they
know the plan. Yep.
Sony was involved with this. So they're going to stay shut because CMA told them to shut their mouths. That's what happened. I know it to be true. It's fact, 100%, except that I'm making it up right now.
Yeah.
But it's what I believe.
Yeah.
In my mind.
It's real to us.
It's real to me and you, 100%. Okay, man. Let's finally
hit it, baby.
Let's finally move on.
What we got?
All right. So, Nintendo has officially joined Gamescom 2023.
Woo!
Woo!
They'll be showing off some of their hottest games. Tears of the Kingdom will probably be there. Maybe some Advanced Wars. There's gonna be some good shit. That's for sure. And I don't know. This is gonna be pretty cool. What do you guys have to say about this?
I heard Tears of the Kingdom is out there making
reviewers are losing their shit.
Lose their mind.
Single
really?
Not even just one or two. Every single outlet that got the game is losing their shit over this game, calling it an absolute freaking masterpiece.
They already reviewed it?
Yeah, like already. Only like they got a good like an hour or a few hours or something.
Oh, you mean the previews that they did?
Huh?
You mean the previews?
Trailers?
The previews.
Yeah, they get to play.
It's exclusive to outlets.
Exclusive.
What I'm saying is that they got the game and they're doing previews.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're previewing the game and they're saying that they like it.
The people that got the cans. The game is not out yet. See, money, calm down.
Yeah, but
he thought he missed it. He's freaking out. He thought he missed it.
I heard IGN.
You didn't miss it yet.
Listen, I mean, I don't know about the other ones. I watched IGN's preview of it and they really like it, but they're also not. They are not like going crazy for it the way I thought they would. They feel like there's a lot of
wrinkles.
I think you can see the age of the game, right?
I mean, it looks a bit older for being a new game.
It's an old game because it's still on the original Switch, right? So it's on a system that came out in 2017. So it looks that way. Well, first of all, it came out on an underpowered system in 2017.
It is weaker than the Xbox One.
Still weaker. So, you know, it doesn't look as great as you would hope. Especially that first trailer that they made look like it was on a new system. You know what I'm saying? So that was something.
Jeez.
But they also were talking about like the systems themselves might be a bit like a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like a little over doing it. But we'll see. They only got to stay up in the clouds. They didn't do anything on the land. So they only did the cloud part. And it's just like a bunch of islands. And you're like basically trying to figure, like the biggest part of it is how do I get there? So you could build like contraptions to try to figure it out. And I think that they were a little kind of annoyed with the trial and error.
Okay.
Like you spend a lot of time trying to figure it out. And then
rather than actually enjoying the game. Yes.
Well, that was for nothing.
So
Shit.
I agree with that. Maybe that was not the right way to start. You kind of want to go ahead and run around a little bit more and enjoy the freedom of the game.
Dang,
but
this is scary. Can the ambition end up killing the game?
no, I don't think so. So I will say that I played Breath of the Wild, right? And I will say that when you see the trailer and you see like it's not the same as like really just playing the game. It's a lot better. The graphics look better. It's just such a good it's a really good game.
It's well crafted. Especially for an
Yes,
open
well
world.
crafted. Correct. Now, I do feel that this is like their last hit before they move on to the next Switch. You know what I'm saying? So this was kind of like, you know, how they move on to like PlayStation 5, but they're still doing games with the freaking PlayStation 4 engine style. So it's not really next gen. I feel like this was their last Switch style, last hurrah.
Yeah,
They're
it would
going
honestly,
ahead
the
and
next
making
Zelda would be
another
for the new
Switch for it and everything else. So they're moving on, I think. I think we're getting a new
that's
Nintendo
beautiful.
system soon.
You saw Claire's edition? That was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I do
hope
have to wonder, though. Will Tears of the Kingdom be the last Zelda based in the Breath of the Wild sort of
No.
timeline?
I
of
don't
Zelda?
think
Release another
so.
one.
You know
Or they move
why?
on.
Because it was so successful.
Yeah. It's the only and I know people might say whatever, but it's the
No, yeah, I
reality.
get
It's
you.
the only successful Zelda. It's the
And,
only
well,
one.
the most successful at the time was like Twilight Princess, which sold like 5 million or 7 million. Some
But I'm
petty
not
number.
talking about how many people bought it. I'm talking about the zeitgeist. I'm talking about what people talked about and felt about. There's no Zelda game that ever came close to the way Breath of the Wild was spoken about when it came out. There's nothing that is even close, and they would be stupid to try to make
Reverse that. No, that's
different
ridiculous.
type of Zelda. What they need to do is give us a next gen version of what these
Which
games
I think
are.
they will. I think,
Yeah, for
you know,
sure.
I mean, the idea of Zelda is that they're legends. I mean, obviously Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are linked, but if you look at all the Zelda games, they all have a very distinct art style or world. Most of the Link to Zeldas never look the same. They look radically different every time.
But man, it's very easy to tell you why. Because they didn't pop off.
Well, obviously,
So they kept trying new things to see what would happen. That is when you look at it like a fan of it, where you're sitting there and I'm saying, well, these are all Zelda games and I like them. So, and they did something different every time because they wanted to. It's
really
not.
Weird.
They only wanted to do that because they were hoping that they would get a hit, and they never got the hit that they wanted to
be
get.
fair, C-Money, there are always critical hits. Look at reviews,
But
always
nobody
incredible
cares
reviews.
about critical hits. Nobody cares about a critical hit because all that matters is the dollars that they're bringing in. If they don't bring it in, they don't. Let me ask you a question. How come we haven't gotten Metroids?
Not many.
Yeah, why? They were critical hits. People love Metroid, the Super Metroid, all that stuff. Critical darlings, people love them. We haven't seen crap from them. Why? Because no one buys them.
Well, finally, because the Switch came out, Dread
Yeah, well,
said
now
super
they're taking
well,
a chance because
and
now they
Prime's
have a
doing really
popular
well.
system and
And
they're
it's a
hoping that it'll
great
happen.
game. Blessing has arrived.
Blessing's here.
Welcome, Blessing. We're
Blessing,
so
what's
happy
up?
that
What's
you're
up?
here.
Welcome.
We're talking about Nintendo joining Gamescom 2023
So-
and the games that they're showing off.
So even though we were talking about the Tears of the Kingdom, which is probably why, to be honest with you, that's why they're going to be at Gamescom, right?
Tears of
That's
the Kingdom is their
only
big
This
reason.
is their
Because they haven't been
huge,
there for 4 years.
huge game.
They
now,
haven't been
listen,
there since
you
2019.
guys, again, this is the thing.
Mhm.
These are iconic characters for Nintendo, right? Now, it's like when we talk about Animal Crossing, right? Or Pikmin. Like Animal Crossing, it's loved by a lot of people. But nothing popped off the way that Animal Crossing New Horizons
And I guarantee you, like, New Leaf was close to that. But New Horizons absolutely solidified itself as an important Nintendo franchise because of New Horizons.
But you know what?
Pandemic.
I'm gonna push back on that. I don't think so.
I think they effed up by having such a hiatus.
Let me tell you why.
Huh?
Let me tell you why.
Why?
Because Nintendo knows that was a perfect game, perfect
for
time,
the perfect
scenario.
time. Yes.
That game was no better than their other games, right?
Oh,
the people who love Animal Crossing before were just happy with this one as well, right? Like it's just a continuation for them, right?
Yes.
The only thing that changed was that people who never ever looked at that game because they were stuck home said, "Oh, what's this?" It came out. It was a new game. Let's do it. And it was peaceful, and it got people out of their minds of what's happening out there in the world, and it gave them a safe place to be. And that's why it blew up. And a lot of people, I believe, are probably thinking that, oh, wait till they do the next one.
Maybe
I really feel like it's going to be more of the same if they do a next one and when they do one, because I don't think they're going to believe that the next one is going to blow up like the first one
I don't know
did.
that they'll believe that, but I do know this. I never, we've had the games, but I've never played them. My first game was New Horizons to play, and I am I'm a hardcore fan now. So I'm sure that they did get a lot of people that will buy the next game. A lot of new people that would have never touched that game or would have never played it that are now fans of Animal Crossing, because I know for sure I am.
It'll definitely do better.
I freaking love Animal Crossing. And like, if I go a while without playing it, I still think about it. I still miss it. I'm like, shoot, I want to go and play Animal Crossing for a little bit. And by the way, I know it's maybe not popping right now, but we do have to show off. I got to show off my island at some point.
Yeah, of course.
We got to do a gameplay where I show my island off. Maybe you guys can fly into my island and, we'll walk around for a little bit. But the reason why this popped off so much also was because with COVID, everybody was stuck at home. Yep. And it's very like next day, getting like you get through the day. You go ahead and you go and you do your fishing and your chores. Yes. And it kind of like it allow people to have a different way of living through the video game. I don't know. But
I think
it's
the Switch
really
has to be like, I don't know. It's weird. Because I feel like this Nintendo Switch, I love the console, but it has very little personality in comparison to like the Wii or Wii U or GameCube and shit. It feels very professional, very clean. There's not even any eShop music. However, it's also the best because if there was like a series that's considered dead or doesn't do shit or it's only for the fans, this is the chance for so many series to become popular. And obviously it happened for Zelda. Fire Emblem was the game that had its fan base, but the Three Houses and Engage are selling incredibly well on Switch, even in the standards of like games in general. Kirby has never sold as well as it has on the Switch. Pokemon, I mean, it's Pokemon, but it's sold even more than average Pokemon.
But obviously all of that is only because of how many people own a Switch. So it has nothing to do with any of those games. It's just more people have a Switch.
I'm thanking the Switch because they probably wouldn't have been noticed as much if it wasn't for the Switch.
Let's not forget about the fact that the Switch is a whole different beast from freaking the Wii or the Wii U, right? They came out with the portability of grabbing your Switch, taking it with you. And this is what we're talking about with mobile games and being able to just grab your stuff and take it, put it in your pocket, put it in your bag, take it with you for whenever you have the time to go ahead and pick it up and enjoy it. And you don't have to sit at home in front of a television to do it, And
you don't need Wi-Fi or any internet
to do it. You have access to your stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, look, it served this purpose when just the same way as we did, right? When we blew up, a bunch of games got made that were huge successes because it was a huge platform to sell to. Everything else Nintendo did before the Wii and since the Wii up until the Switch has not succeeded in that way. So therefore, the games that came out on those systems did not succeed in the same way, right? So this is not like anything crazy. It's a simple idea. Switch is doing great, so games that come out on Switch are going to do better
much
than
better than they did for the other. Yes.
Yeah,
And
Nintendo always
that's
had, like,
it.
if it had Mario in the title, 99% of the time, it was going to sell like hotcakes because that was always their go-to. Even if the console was shit or it sold poorly, the Mario game will most likely be the best-selling game on that platform and stuff like that. And obviously, there's like Mario Kart and Smash Brothers too that sell super well. So now it's good to see that these games, other games, that even if they sold moderately well, are now selling super well, and more people are exposed to it. It's so cool because Metroid Dread, I don't know if you know the story about it, but it was actually a canceled DS game. But because Mercury Software, the people who make the game,
Mercury
made
Steam.
Samus Returns on 3DS, they gave them the keys and they thought they could revitalize the game. They did, and it's the fastest selling Metroid of all time.
Yeah, because it was really, really
and I'm
good.
sure, I don't know, I haven't been keeping up with the sales. I don't know if they even released them, but Prime Remastered was sold out instantly when it came out. So obviously people are looking for that game. And I think when Prime 4 comes out, that'll be a big hit, I genuinely believe.
Well, Prime 4 is going to be a monster whenever that comes out.
Guys, Pikmin 4 whenever it comes out. I love Pikmin.
So you know
dude.
what?
I think that'll do
Pikmin missed the
pretty well.
boat, bro.
It did. I feel like it
should have
did.
been released during COVID.
I agree,
with
100%.
Animal Crossing, and it would have had a chance.
And they did
It's not gonna now.
they re-released Pikmin 3 for the Switch, which was for the Wii U, right? And I think just Animal Crossing was just dominating, but Pikmin 4 should have came out around that time, and it would have been popping. I would have
in
been
2015 when they said they're making it, and
all over
it
that.
took like 8 years to finally show something of that game.
Yeah,
like,
they
just this
definitely
year.
took their time
Yeah.
when you know, and Nintendo does this. Come on, we know this
Yeah,
to be
they messed
known.
up.
Like
They messed up. They should have gotten
they
this game
go
out.
ahead and they'll talk about a game, and then you don't hear about it for like ever, and then you say to yourself, "Did I freaking dream that crap?
Yeah.
Did I have a
Metroid
dream
Prime was
about
announced
it?"
in 2018.
That's crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
The most infamous case I think of that was when Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced. It took 6 years for it to release. That was a shit show. People were losing their shit. Final Fantasy 7 was the same thing as well. Actually, that took even longer. It was announced in like 2015. It came out in 2020. That's 5 years. No, that's not longer.
You know what Nintendo games are like when they start announcing them?
What?
You know that video we saw that was rotating for a while? It was called Ghost Tits.
What?
So remember that?
Yes.
It was freaking
Oh,
hilarious.
it was a
That was
comedy
hilarious.
skit.
So
Yeah.
it's
That's what it feels like. They
that.
try to trick you to believe that it's not even real.
That, yeah,
You know
you're
what
like,
I'm
did
saying?
I dream this?
Like,
Was
did it
this
actually
real?
happen? So
Remember? Yeah.
all right. So Nintendo is coming to Gamescom, which is a huge deal for Gamescom because you got to remember, we just had a conversation a few weeks ago, or last
E3.
month, or a month ago, or a month and a half
Roughly,
ago,
yeah,
about
E3,
E3
no one's going there.
being canceled, right? So E3 is canceled, whereas Gamescom is going forward stronger than ever, and they're bringing back Nintendo to the fold, and that's exciting. I'm glad that there's a place where they're going to be showing games again. We love these.
Mm-hmm. Now the question
moments
is,
in
do you think that they have a lot more that they're going to show that's coming out?
Well, who, Nintendo?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think Nintendo's going there for Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, just
That's
to
it.
reinforce
Yeah,
the
They
sales
just want
and
to keep it
everything
going.
else.
Everybody, they know people are going to buy it, in May when it comes out, and then this is going to be in August. I really doubt they have much else. I mean, unless Nintendo does Nintendo Directs, right? So
Mhm.
why
Yeah.
would they?
Why will they want to
would
be a
they?
part of that,
You know what
right?
I'm saying? I feel like they're just doing it to put all the eyes on the game that they want you all to focus on right now, which is Tears of the Kingdom.
Like, I
You know?
guarantee you, they'll have some game that they just announce like September and is coming out for Christmas or something like that.
Yeah,
They
but
do
that-
that all the
Nintendo
time.
loves releasing their things like in the springtime.
Remember
So
when,
even their
oh,
systems,
yeah.
that's what they
You're
wait
right.
for. Normally, anybody else will be falling into fall and kind of like, let's make sure everybody buys it for the holidays. They just tend to hold off, and they're like, we'll do our own thing. We're not here to like
Yeah.
Yeah, do you
compete,
remember
I
when
guess.
Yeah, they wanna do their
Nintendo
own
dropped
thing.
a trailer one morning, mad random, for Paper Mario: The Origami King, and it was like coming out like a month or two later? And they
Yeah,
did
but
that
that's
again.
small. Those are small games,
Well,
right?
they
So
did it
they're
with Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity,
So-
the same shit.
yeah, they're not going to. Nintendo knows their audience. They're not going to build something up that they know most people don't give a shit about.
Yeah,
Right?
they announce
They
it.
announce it quick
Yeah.
because they know that there's a small audience for that game. So they're just saying, hey, this is coming out.
Go get it.
Get ready
know?
for it. And that's it. They're not going to spend that time. Tears of the Kingdom is going to be the biggest thing that they do
Of course.
this year. And that's going to be it. And that's what they're going to focus on. I highly doubt they'll have anything else to talk about until next year.
Real quick.
I think they'll have some sort of game that is going to come out around the holidays to sell Switches with. That isn't Mario Kart Deluxe bundles or something. So they'll probably have something, even if it's like a Mario side game.
Nothing of any consequence is going to be there. It'll just be Tears of the Kingdom. I don't think they'll have anything else. There's nothing else for them to talk about.
Really?
Yeah, they're not. Next year is the only time that there's going to matter for them.
Because their new console should be
They're gonna move on.
Next year is going to be their new
They
console,
have that
and they'll have
deal
Mario.
with freaking Xbox for 10 years. Who knows what's coming? I think Nintendo's doing their thing. They always have. And I think what's ahead is huge. Amiibos are freaking back. I freaking love it because I feel like they released so many and then it kind of just stopped.
Making shit.
Yeah, and I'm so happy. The freaking Amiibo cards for Animal Crossing. By the way, I'm missing like 2, you guys. I still got to get those from Series 5.
Of the
Amiibo cards. I'm literally just missing 2 cards, you guys.
We're going to eat.
Did you hear that?
I got to find them. I got to get them.
Nintendo just announced Amiibo based on Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Noah and some other character are getting Amiibo.
Nice.
So they're expanding. They're trying to, I don't know, it's weird. Amiibo, they don't, like, they used to, like, it was for Smash Brothers. You put it in, you get to face off your Amiibo and train them. They always had to have this special feature. Now they just treat them as collectibles. Like, there is a quote-unquote feature, but they don't really give a shit. They'll give you the most bullshit little feature, but they know that people who are still buying Amiibo are just buying it to look at it.
They're collector's items. Nintendo knows that, so that's all that they care about. They're
By
not
the
going to go
way,
crazy.
Off topic, Blessing brought up Teen Titans Go. Love that show. Freaking hilarious.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's so funny.
Obviously, Madman's out here saying Teen Titan Go is mid.
Oh, come on, man.
bro.
Oh, that's because he prefers Teen Titan, and I try to watch Teen Titans, and yes, it's mid. It's freaking mid, man. What's Teen Titans Go all day,
Wait, but what's mid? You talk so fast. What's
Teen Titans? The original is garbage.
You never seen it first Teen Titans.
I've seen enough.
Enough. You haven't seen any.
Whack.
But anyway, the Teen Titans was better because it had funny moments like Teen Titans Go, but it
Teen
also
Titans Go is funny all the freaking time, and I prefer the graphics to Teen Titans.
No. Teen Titans Go, the animation was better than the original.
Well, that's what happened to me. I watched Teen Titans. Listen, I watched Teen Titans, and I was like, the animation, bleh, no,
really, no. Teen Titans Go was like that.
That's mid. I can't even listen to their jokes because the animation is messing with my mind.
Teen Titans Go is such cheap looking animation.
It really does.
No, it does not.
It really
does not. They're freaking
colors.
hilarious. And there's a reason why they dropped Teen Titans and they moved on to Teen Titans Go.
They didn't drop it. It was years later.
It's been dropped like a mic.
I like the movie was good. I like Teen Titans Go movie, and I think that look at that. Purple Berry likes both. I feel like Teen Titans. Look at that. Look what's weird.
Yeah, it's probably you, fool.
No, I guarantee you.
We know what you got going on. Hit that button.
Teen Titans Go is just the silly shit. I mean, I like the newer seasons. Like they know people hate Teen Titans Go, and they make fun of it constantly on the show. And it can become their identity, which I can respect it.
What people?
The made-up
critics.
people.
The made-up people.
The made-up people that he has going on.
Let me say it.
That's right.
I'm playing, man. Go ahead. I'm playing.
I'm playing.
I'm just saying that ever since the first season, people hated on it. Critics, people who watch the show in general, people hate it. So season 2, they make fun of all the time how the Teen Titans are hated, and they're like, why did everyone hate us and shit like that? We're not jokes and shit, and that literally became the show's identity going forward. Even in movies, all about them not being jokes and shit. I respect that. Like, a lot of shows just keep doing what they're doing, not caring, but they acknowledge the fact that people hate it, and they just roll with it. And it actually makes me.
And guess what? Let me ask you a question. If everyone hated it, why would they keep making it?
It's children. Children watch the show.
So they love it.
So they love it. And then guess what? All those kids are going to grow up. All those kids are going to grow up loving it, which just means that more and more people like you who are hating on it are going to become less and less relevant. I watched Go as
younger, and I thought it was funny as fuck. And
nope. Still funny.
And there was some. Why are you so pro Teen Titans Go?
Because it's better. All right,
you haven't seen the show. That's not fair.
Listen, I've seen Teen Titans Go plenty.
Clips.
It is hilarious. Teen Titans, I've seen a little bit, and I didn't even want to finish.
And the animation is way better than Teen Titans.
Yeah, I don't like the way it looks.
Cheap animation. It looks like Microsoft Paint.
Listen.
Now, not a hater. I like the movie a lot, but I just like...
Blessing voted the wrong one.
Well, listen, together we are destroying Teen Titans. So, yeah, let's put that plug right in boop, boop, to Mr. Madman right now. Let's move on because the people have spoken. Teen Titans Go is the best. All right,
jeez.
next topic, sir.
So, the PS5 has had the biggest quarter one for any console in history, shipping 6.3 million units. Keep in mind, that's only in one quarter. What do you guys have to say about this?
This is why CMA ain't talking anything about console stuff anymore.
Yeah, because
how could you have argued that
this?
The deal was going to mess up Sony when they are selling stupid amounts? They have sold over 38 million units to date, and they are further along in the same amount of time than they were with PlayStation 4. Oh, no, and I'm sorry, in PlayStation 2, I believe. Yes,
was the big one.
It would certainly be an impressive figure because, as mentioned, no PlayStation console in history has sold so many units in a single financial year. Not even the PS2, which is the best-selling console of all time with 159 million units.
That's freaking bonkers when you think about all the bullcrap the CMA was mentioning about the profits and crushing PlayStation, and Jim Ryan out here talking about how they're nothing without Call of Duty. Like, bro, where you putting that money? You know what I'm saying?
Seriously.
That's all I got to say.
Seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. This is pretty silly. Like, I guarantee you, if the PS5 and the PlayStation line of consoles didn't sell as well they did, Sony would be dead right now. I guarantee you. This is what's keeping them alive, and they apparently it's keeping them alive pretty dang well. So, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, that's a little wild, but yeah.
Well, I mean
PS5.
but that's the reality right now with PlayStation. They are killing it. They are slowly having not even slowly at this point, their system is much more readily available. If you want a PlayStation 5 right now, you can go pick up a PlayStation 5. And remember the reports before that they are dropping the fat PlayStation 5.
The big one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a plug-in disc
so they're
drive.
gonna do just the slim one, and then you have an external disc player if you want one.
Okay.
Which makes more sense than doing two fucking SKUs and then you're stuck. Like if you buy the slim one because that's the only one you can find, now you're stuck because you can't use disc
the disc. Yes.
Yeah, where now if you have the slim one, you can go buy the plug-in, boop, boop, plug it in, you're good to go.
Perfect.
Done and done.
That's pretty perfect.
Listen, they're trying to catch up with the demands. PlayStation 5 has been on high freaking demand for a while. I remember when I copped it, I was like, yo, I got one. They better not cancel my order because I'm going to flip out. But it was crazy. And remember, like, it came like on Christmas Eve or something. It was for Madman for Christmas. And it came like the day before. We were freaking out. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have, what do we have, like 3 of them? We got a few of them because everybody wanted one.
Yeah, but the situation is that they are, you can barely freaking, you couldn't find it in stores for like ever. You see them now? They're out there in them streets, or you still have to order them?
No, they're out there. You can pick them up if you want. I mean, listen, it's been years.
It's been years, but for years, you couldn't find the damn thing. Like, it was like, all right, there's, we have PlayStations here or there, and everybody will just freak out and go pick it up, you know?
Absolutely.
And you know what's annoying? When they freaking buy a shoot ton to go ahead and resell it for crazy money. It's like, dude, just buy what you need, leave it there for someone else to freaking buy it if they want it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But yeah.
All right, so let's see. So
Let's
Teen
do another
Titans Go is
where did that come from?
Teen Titan Go. Because I'm looking at the poll. So Teen Titan Go has won. Okay,
83%. Just saying.
The people have spoken. So let's just put one in here just so we can see. Do you have a PlayStation 5?
Oh, that's a good question. I was thinking which system, Xbox, Nintendo, or PlayStation, but I'm digging this because the PlayStations were so hard to freaking find forever.
Yeah, let's see what people have here. Just because, the PlayStation is like, I don't know, it's so crazy because everybody likes it and everybody wants it. But I don't know, man. I don't get it. Like the PlayStation 5 have some good ones. But They have some good games.
It's freaking Spider-Man, yo. It's coming
Yeah,
out
that's
in
what it is.
September.
Spider-Man 2 is going to be their big
That's what
September,
it
you
is.
guys
That's
get
what it is.
hyped.
That's what
It's
it is.
Spider-Man. You can't compete with Spider-Man.
Now, real
You
question.
cannot.
Do you think that they'll make a special edition console based on Spider-Man 2?
I don't
Maybe a
think
black
so.
PS5 with like the
I
Venom
feel
symbiote?
like-
I feel like they don't do
they're
that
not
right
doing them
now.
anymore.
Yeah, and I think they're focused on that handheld. That the
They got
talks
that
about the
supposed
handheld.
coming, which
That's
would be
gonna be
epic.
freaking epic. I'm really pumped for that. That's gonna be a good thing because they
I think
did drop the PlayStation Vita mad long ago.
They did.
That did
But that
shit.
was a whole different beast where you had to buy its own games. And this is a portable system to play the games you have digitally already. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is going to be Gucci Gooch.
Absolutely. Look at that. Redfall, baby.
Woo!
On the second-
Redfall.
on
It's
the
coming,
second,
you guys. We're going to
it's
do
gonna
a
be so good.
gameplay of Redfall when it comes out.
Yes.
We're hyped about it.
Co-op, man. We're all going to be playing.
We're
It's
all going to be
good.
playing, you guys. This is
All
going
gonna
to
be
be
good.
awesome.
So dope. So dope. All right. PlayStation, congrats.
Good for it.
Keep doing you.
Congrats. Stop being
Okay, you know what?
shady, acting like you
let-
ain't got none when you got some.
That's true.
You
But
know?
let's
Keep
do-
it real up in the streets.
Let's do this real quick and just a slight quick aside from this, but taking this into account, right?
Okay. All right.
It's clear that PlayStation is dominating this generation too. Right?
Agreed.
So last generation, we were like, oh, with the new systems, Xbox is going to be, much more in, competition with them. But it seems like, it just seems like PlayStation is running away with it again. They might not be doing it at the same rate. They might not be more than double the amount of Xboxes sold.
Yeah.
But I do believe that they're killing it, right? They're beating
They
it
are.
hands
They're doing
down.
their thing.
So my question is, we gotta keep this in mind. Xbox bought a bunch of studios back in 2018 and 2019
Yeah.
before the new generation started.
hmm
Okay, and those studios, a lot of them were making other games already that
That they needed
had
to
a shift that were
deliver. Yes.
multi-platform, right? Or exclusive to PlayStation, as it is with Bethesda.
hmm
So now we are at the point where we're gonna remember this whole time, all this first 3 years, we really haven't had any big Xbox exclusives outside of Halo Infinite, which is essentially an old game that they were making forever, finally released,
Yes.
right? That had problems and stuff, right? So aside from that, there hasn't been any big blockbuster games
hmm
released, right? So in a world where they're competing with PlayStation, they're getting beat right now by a lot, I would imagine.
Yeah.
They're definitely getting beat, but they are competing, right? Because people are still thinking about them because why? Game Pass, right?
Yes.
Game Pass is huge, right? So do you think there is a chance? And also let me back it up because the question before you answer, I want to put some perspective on it. The Xbox 360 was destroying the PlayStation
For like 99% of its lifetime.
for literally about for about 90% of his life cycle, right? It's only towards the end, PlayStation eventually came
Caught
back
up.
and ultimately passed the Xbox 360. But in
Did
the
they
mind
pass
share,
it because of exclusive games
well,
that came
The
out?
Last
all
of
the
Us.
end of
Yes.
the
The Last of
PlayStation.
Us was like the biggest game at the time. It
Exactly.
was only on PS3. There was months before the PS5. I mean, 4. And people still went out and buy a PS3 just so they could play The Last of Us. So that
Yeah,
pushed
Yeah,
it
they
See?
over.
gave it the push it needed to ultimately pass it. But they're like pretty much, I think when you look at the records of it, they put them essentially even
Yeah.
by the end. But again, it was a turnaround.
hmm
So my question is, keeping in mind that none of Xbox's big games that they've been working on for years, none of them have come out yet.
Yeah.
None of them. Okay. We're getting our first, outside of Halo, our first group of bigger games, starting with Redfall, which is coming out in 3 days.
Yeah.
You have Starfield coming out in September. You got Forza Motorsport coming out sometime before the end of the year, theoretically. And then you have games like Hellblade 2
Mm-hmm.
that is blowing minds with how it looks and the precedence it's setting with motion capture for the facial recognition and
Yes.
like leaps and bounds better. And we've seen it for like years, pieces of it. And this last time they showed it with the facial, it's a whole nother level, right? So we still have games like that are yet to drop. We have games like Avowed from Obsidian that's been working on that game for God knows how long. And it was rumored to have been a game that was going to come out, but Xbox kept it back and told them, make it better, like graphically better.
Yeah.
Work on it, make it up to par, right? So you have their game. You have Compulsion's game that we have no idea what it is, but supposedly it's something special. You have In Exile, who gave us Wasteland 3, which was amazing. I don't like those types of games. I hate those games where you have to, like, the real-time strategy, you know, pick a place. The only other game that got me was Mario plus Rabbids, the first one. So a similar game like that. They made that game, and I adored it. The writing was hilarious. Everything was so great. They got their next game, their
Coming
next
out.
gen, Unreal Engine 5 game coming out that we haven't seen. Countless others. They have 30 studios. State of Decay 3. State of Decay 2 was awesome. It was not what people wanted it to be at the time because they thought it would look better on Xbox One X.
Yeah.
But they're pushing. They're pushing further than ever on this game. They have a whole department just for animation. They're trying to push it to new levels. You have Gears of War.
Yo.
The next Gears of War, you have
Right.
Coalition, who still haven't released anything for the new systems. And they've been working on it since when did Gears of War 5 come out?
I think 2019, like the year before the Series X.
2019? 4 years they've been working on whatever they're working in. And rumor has it they're not only working on Gears 6, but they're working on a smaller title before that to kind
We
of
can
show
all
it.
agree that Gears is like underrated.
Yeah,
like,
Gears is fucking gold,
it's
bro.
I remember when
crazy.
5 came out, and I feel like no one really talked about it much.
Well, no, people talked about it, but it kind of got pushed over because it wasn't.
You can still go back to Gears of War, and it's one of the most stunning freaking games.
You got to
Like,
remember,
it's
PlayStation
crazy.
4 killed the Xbox One.
Mhm.
So Gears of War 5 released on the Xbox One X and Xbox One.
Oh,
The
Gears
generation
5.
was over. Like people are not going to talk about that game because of Xbox's lower stance, right? But you have them still working on this game and whatever they have coming out there.
Man.
Like there's so and I'm not even naming them all because they own so many more studios that are working on big games. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So my
So what's your
question is,
question?
the question is, I
What's
set that
the
all
question?
up.
What's the question?
is,
See,
do we
I
think?
need to know.
Do we
Tell
think
me
that
now.
Xbox
Go ahead.
can turn this generation around and become the dominant system going into the following generation?
I don't know. That's tough.
I'm going to put
Okay.
that in a poll.
That's really
First
tough.
of all,
Every single
67% of the
generation,
people say they have a
Sony wins.
PlayStation 5.
So that's pretty
Nice.
difficult to say the least.
And I'm going to put this in a poll. Okay. But what do you guys think? Doodle,
Okay.
Man?
So first off, real quick, Blessing, what is that picture of? Is that
Noodles?
Rice.
noodles?
Like she's
Chinese
eating, watching
food?
it?
Because
Ramen.
yes, I'm all in for that. Sounds banging. And Blessing is hoping she doesn't miss our Redfall gameplay. We had so much fun
Yes.
doing the Five Nights at Freddy's. You should go
Shintaro!
check it out. Shintaro, baby,
Shintaro's here.
welcome.
Oh, what's up? What's up?
We're doing good. We're doing good. You should check it out because see money, scream like a bitch. That's all I
Why
gotta
you gotta
say.
play me
That's
like
all
a
I
fool?
gotta say,
That's not cool.
Blessing.
That's not cool. That's not cool.
He was crying a little bit. He was crying. Nah, he did good. He did good. He held his own. I was out there screaming too, so I ain't gonna lie. I'm not trying to front, but we will send out a community post to remind everybody. And if you join our Discord, we send out messages before we do the community post in there too.
Yep,
But
absolutely.
to answer your question, C, can they turn it
It was
around?
scary, Blessing. Freaking Five Nights at Freddy.
Yo,
Fucking scary.
It got us good. We didn't
It
know
got
what to
us real
do.
good.
We're freaking out. We're
It was
freaking
wild.
out.
It was wild.
Let's see. So can Xbox turn this generation around
Actually, that's pretty
and pass PlayStation? First of all, how far off are they, by the
But
way?
we'll never
really,
know
really
that.
far
We'll never
off
know
right
that.
now?
We'll never know that.
So this is the thing. And I think even with their stunning games coming out and everything else that they have going on, the biggest thing I think is Game Pass.
Yep.
I think that's going to turn a lot of people.
All those big games will be going into Game Pass.
If all those big games go into Game Pass.
Well, they will, 100%.
Dude, that's huge. Are you kidding me? Like, it makes absolutely no sense to not get Game Pass. Like, you have to get Game Pass if you have an Xbox.
But I feel like that so many people religiously buy PlayStation only. I don't know if they're gonna turn on to Xbox because of Game Pass. I don't know if that's enough for them.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, but you can say the same thing about Xbox 360, and obviously those people went and bought PlayStations. It doesn't mean that they're giving up their PlayStation. It means that those PlayStation people are saying,
went and picked
I want to go buy an
well.
Xbox now.
I think,
right?
I think Game Pass is gonna make a lot of people want to go and pick up a freaking Xbox because you're saving so much money on games with the Game Pass if they continue to put these huge freaking games in Game Pass.
Absolutely.
Now, another thing, Activision gets freaking bought by Microsoft.
Yes.
And guess what? If they put Call of Duty in Game Pass, that's
over.
That's some epic.
So that's the real fucking thing, right? So that's the caveat to this all. So based off of all the games that they have coming out, if they're bangers, if they're releasing 8s, 9s, 10s on a big scale, on a normal basis, great graphics, all this shit, right? If that happens, plus this Activision Blizzard deal goes through, you got to remember, okay? You got to remember all the marketing for Call of Duty is for PlayStation. And for a lot of people who are not deep into gaming like I am or we are, right?
Yeah.
Where we talk about this stuff all the time, they don't know anything other than they see an ad, say, oh, Call of Duty, that game that everybody's talking about is on PlayStation. Let me go buy a PlayStation. Yes. That's what it does. Remember, during the Xbox 360 time frame, when the Xbox dominated, what did they have? They had the Call of Duty marketing rights. So everybody saw Call of Duty on there, and that's where people were buying it.
But let me ask you a question. Why was that not brought up? Like, there are all these concerns about, if Microsoft has Call of Duty,
because
what's going to happen?
Is bigger than it ever was now.
Okay,
so
but it was still huge at the
game,
time.
But not nowhere near the amount of money.
So what are they doing? They're looking at the facts of what it did for PlayStation. If PlayStation had their turn with Call of Duty and Microsoft is willing to put down $69 billion to go ahead and get this game, and they're saying, look, your concerns are about, who's going to have it and who's not. We're going to give everybody a 10-year deal. Shut the hell up. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, we can't be phony with this crap.
I agree.
And by the way, Blessing, you keep saying on the messages that you could be better. Listen, everybody, let's send Blessing some blessings, some love, some vibes.
We're sending you some love, Blessing.
We love you, Blessing. Feel better, whatever it's happening. You got this. You got this. You'll get better.
We want you to feel better.
Yes.
And we thank you for spending your time with us.
So
it means
much.
A lot to
thank
us.
you.
It means a great deal to us. So yes. Okay, ultimately, what do you guys, all right, man. So you kind of gave me your piece, Doodle. Man, what do you think? Do you think there's a sliver of a chance that Xbox can turn this generation around if and when all these big games come out, if and when the Activision Blizzard deal gets approved?
Madman, real quick, before you answer that, Blessing said, let me be honest, being here makes me feel better.
Oh, Blessing, that's awesome. I'm glad.
Yes. Thank
Blessing,
you so much.
I really wish you would join our Discord so we can all chat and hang out outside of the live streams. It's fun times.
Agreed. So, Madman, go ahead. Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted that.
It's fine. I don't know. I feel like that Game Pass was also around during the Xbox One era, but they do have a lot more games on Game Pass now because of Bethesda and stuff like that. I don't know. I think Starfield is a big one. If we don't see a turnaround in console sales by Starfield's release, then I don't think that it'll probably get any better or surpass. But if sales shoot up because of Starfield, I think that there is a chance Xbox could pass PlayStation this generation.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. Starfield is going to be huge for sure, because that game is from Bethesda, and Bethesda crosses console lines, right? So there's tons of people who have a PlayStation right now who assumed that they would get whatever next Bethesda game was coming out. They assumed they would get it when they bought it 3 years ago or 2 years ago, right? But now they have a PlayStation 5 and Bethesda is coming out with Starfield. You better believe that a lot of them are going to be buying an Xbox to play Starfield for sure.
Yeah.
But we're not going to know because Xbox doesn't release those numbers. You know what I'm saying? Xbox doesn't put out there how many more units they sold or anything like that. So I mean, I agree that Starfield is hugely important right now because that is the biggest game that is announced with an announcement, like with a release date. But I mean, aside from that, we really don't know, you know.
And also, like we're
not.
talking about Xbox, you know, with the streaming services and everything. And let's see what PlayStation has up their sleeves. I feel like they're always ready. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about this portable system, and it's like, man, are they making their own Switch situation? Like, they're out there doing their thing, and there's a reason why they maintain that status, you know? Yeah. They hustle. They hustle to get those exclusives. They go ahead and they're powerful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think the biggest thing and the chance that Xbox has is that now Microsoft is like, all right, let's go. We're in.
Yeah.
You know? We're
Absolutely.
investing now more than what we were in Xbox.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, that's the thing. Xbox for sure is all in, and they're going to keep pushing. They're going to keep going. And at the end of the day, they really don't care how many people buy the console. And that's, I guess, the big difference,
just
right?
Game Pass.
Because they just want people in Game Pass. They want people in Game Pass on PC, right? That's going to be their biggest push. And they want people on Game Pass on mobile. They want people on Game Pass everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So as much as it's nice to say, you know, oh, we sold X amount of systems, I mean, that's such an old way of thinking because at the end of the day, great. You have systems. You know how many people buy a PlayStation 5 and only ever buy Call of Duty?
Agreed.
And then that's it. They don't spend any more money outside of Call of Duty.
That's a good question, by the way. I would love for you to make a poll out of it. Okay, so this is the thing. I wonder how many people like to dip into different games and how many people like are just about that one game that they're waiting for and they just play hours and hours and freaking hours of it. You know what I mean?
Yep. So do you play more than one game on your system of choice? Or do you stick to one game? Multiple games?
I am loving this chat, you guys. I love this. The
very
positivity,
positive.
the love. We love
Absolutely.
you guys. We're so happy to have you guys
that's
here.
That's the type of community we want to
yes.
have. And we appreciate you guys very, very dearly for being here and being a part of it. It's awesome. Awesome to see. Awesome to see.
Yes.
Okay, so the poll's in there. Let us know what you guys do. So PlayStation, great job. By the way, Dead Island 2
Looks
supposedly
good.
is super fun and it's supposedly super fun in co-op. I think we should maybe buy this and play it.
All right. All right.
So.
I'm in.
I think so.
All right. Dead Island 2. Have you guys heard about this game? Yeah, I'm in for it. What's that freaking game you showed me that you run around and maybe I missed the game and the name and we talked about it. That you run around and you shoot walls down and it's like massive destruction. Oh, I'm pumped up for that.
Yeah.
The finals. What's that? Is that Xbox exclusive? Is that everywhere?
No. That's a PC game right now.
That's a PC. Guys, listen. I'm going to be wrecking some stuff when that game comes out. You guys got to check out that preview because I'm going to be out there doing my thing. I love
That's
destroying
gonna be fun.
stuff.
It's gonna be super dope.
That's a doodle type of
Shintaro
game.
said he never heard of Dead Island. So Dead Island is a zombie game.
From
Ooh.
back in the day.
And
The first one.
it was really good back in the day, but now they have made Dead Island 2. So I'll
sequel.
play a oh shit, looking at the wrong place.
many years in the making.
It's put on a trailer for it.
All right. Dead Island 2. Dead Island 2.
You know what's funny? I used to be a one game type of, person, but now I feel like I want it. I want to
Bear
feel that way
Gaming.
still, but
Wow.
with Doodles, never have I ever.
Hello.
I've played so
Yeah, you
many
get to play so
freaking
much.
games.
I'm gonna put the sound on for the
Okay.
game. So that we can hear the trailer, so we can kind of watch. This was the launch trailer that was 12 days ago.
Fuck. Oh, my head. Hello? Hey, can you hear me? Got some water.
Oh.
I was trying to fucking help you!
What is this on? PlayStation?
Everything.
Everything?
Fuck.
Say something.
I'm not a zombie.
Yo,
Immune.
reminds me of Last of Us.
Yeah. See, he's immune. He's Ellie.
Oh.
Come on, big boy. Let's fucking go.
Yo! Get it!
Damn, if we're immune, we need
All right, all right.
I'm part of the CDC team in LA. You don't.
Doesn't that look dope?
It does.
Looks pretty fun, actually.
Graphics are dope.
Yeah, graphics are dope.
It looks like
Look at
you
that
go
shit.
out there. Man, a little bit of like, it's kind of like Left 4 Dead, but during the day.
Yeah.
You guys, have you ever played Left 4 Dead?
That was.
That was such a good game.
I think the survival of the human race may depend.
This looks good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we should get it and
This motherfucker.
This motherfucker.
This motherfucker!
you see how the body gets all jacked up when you kill him? Like it's crazy.
Nice.
It's crazy.
Yeah. All right.
Ooh.
Hit him till they stop biting.
Yo!
See the
All
eye
right.
pop? Ooh.
Damn.
Bitch.
I like the characters, the personality
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
have. I'm loving that.
All right,
I don't remember
Shintaro,
Dead Island,
Does that make
but
you?
is it-
Do you now see what it is?
That's what we're talking about, Shintaro.
Is
Oh,
Dead Island? Wait, question.
Bear
Is-
Gaming,
bro.
welcome to our chat. How
Hey,
are
Bear.
you?
Why am I here again? I don't know. It's a
I
good
don't
question,
know.
but we're glad you're here.
We're happy to have you. Welcome.
Fun times. So that looks really good. I think we should definitely get it and we can do some
And do
co-op.
yeah.
I think that'll be fun. All right, man. Let's move on past PlayStation's obscenely high sales.
Yes.
All right. So
Ooh,
the Asus ROG Ally or Ally.
Ally.
Yeah, Ally. I think I'm right.
Ally.
Ally.
Oh, Ally. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ally.
So the starting price has been announced. It will be $500, $599, and
That's the
it's all
start.
down to battery life and the Windows experience, as per Tom Warren. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
you got the new handheld that is coming out, and Genshin Impact is pretty dope.
Genshin's alright.
So I'm gonna get this.
Okay.
It's coming out at some point soon, I think.
All right. So explain a bit.
So-
Tell us about it.
Okay, so this is Asus ROG Ally. So this is the new handheld that's made. They make computers. Asus. They have like motherboards and things like that. And they want to compete with Steam
Yes.
and with the Steam Deck. So what does this have going for it? Well, it has a super powerful chip. Okay. So it's a super powerful chip. So the graphics are super fast. It's faster than the Steam Deck. Okay. The screen is a 1080p screen instead of the 720p screen.
Nice.
Plus, it has 120 frames per second that you could do on it.
That's nice.
Super dope. Plus, it's not huge.
Yeah.
It's
more comfortable, more practical,
smaller,
easier
lighter,
to carry.
Easier to carry. And it runs, but this is the kicker. This is the real thing. It runs Windows 11. So it is your PC. So I can download Xbox game. I can Xbox.
Ooh,
I could download
nice.
Epic Game Store. I could download Steam. I could download GOG. I could download anything that I want. Resident Evil. Rockstar.
Okay,
Social Club. I
yes.
could do that. I could Battle.net for Call of Duty. I could put anything on here and it'll work just like my PC, not like the other ones.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
So-
Steam Deck, you're stuck with the
Yeah.
Steam Deck. You could technically put Windows 11 on there, but it's not built for it.
Mhm.
So it's not optimized for it. Bear Gaming, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by.
See you,
But
Bear
yeah,
Gaming.
it's basically the system that we are wanting it to actually be.
Gotcha.
Now, this is the thing. I was not a handheld gamer growing up.
Yeah.
Like I did not get a Game Boy. I didn't have a
Game
Sega
Gear,
Game Gear.
Lynx, none of that stuff.
None of Nintendo's handhelds.
Yeah.
Nothing. PlayStation Vita. I never did it because I always wanted to experience the best.
Yeah.
And for me, handheld gaming was always like subpar, right? But also when I was young, I didn't get one, right? So
Yeah. I think if you had one,
didn't
I
have
think
the
you would have
option
figured
when I
it
was
out.
young.
Yeah.
But because of that, I've never seen like anything that's making me want to have them. But then, you know, once game streaming came out and you can, I remember with the PlayStation, I did buy a PlayStation Vita,
Yes,
the
yeah.
nicer one when the
Mhm.
PlayStation 4 was out because of remote play.
Yes.
That was the first thing that got me into wanting to do it because I don't have, you know, I didn't have a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
So as much as I love to be in front of my humongous, beautiful OLED TV, right? Like I love it, 4K. Oh man, so beautiful. When do I have the time to sit in front of it?
Yeah. I
solely
get that.
and do
I get
it?
that.
It's just not reality for me all the time. So for me, I much rather, yeah, I lose some of the quality,
Mhm.
but I get to keep playing, right?
Yeah.
Like if I'm in the middle of Assassin's Creed and I want to keep playing it, I can hop on.
Go ahead
so I
and-
did
yeah.
that for when the PlayStation 4 came out. That's actually how I beat Assassin's Creed Black Flag was remote
Nice.
play on the Vita, and it didn't work great, but it was good enough.
It was good enough to enjoy it, right? Because what was the other option?
Yeah, exactly. But now it's like now we're having like this renaissance of handhelds, right? You got the Steam Deck, you have the rumor PlayStation 1, you have this coming out, right? And then you have cloud gaming. There's the LG Cloud. That's a phenomenal streaming handheld. I love
Yeah.
it. It's great. It works amazing. But you're still limited, right? On that
Only
handheld, I
on
can only
what-
play
yep.
what's on Game
It's
Pass.
not a
or I
bad
can-
price, you guys,
It's
either.
not,
For
dude.
what you're
It's
getting, you're
not.
able to
It's
go ahead.
not.
If it runs smoothly,
Yes,
and
and
it's
it will.
crisp as they're making it seem
Yep.
as that it will be, for that price to be able to go ahead and get all of your, apps
Any
and
place,
yup,
any game.
that's freaking golden, you
Look,
guys.
right here, it has Dolby Atmos surround sound on it. You can run.
It's beautiful
everything.
too, by the way.
Yeah, look at this. This is
stunning. I love
bro.
the freaking glowing, the vibrant neon pink over there. You know I'm a sucker for that pink.
But everybody. I'm just gonna end this poll. Everybody says they play multiple games, so
Nice.
we're not. Nobody here is a one and done type of gamer.
By the
but
way,
I wanna
they
put this up
were talking about
You-
intros
you like
for
Anime openings.
Yes, I'm not gonna lie. Spy Family has a dope
It's the
ass
best one for me.
intro.
No,
The
I
song,
think the ending
Oh my
song.
God.
The ending song's
Bro,
good. The comedy.
Guess
I
what?
like
Let me
the
help you
ending a
out.
lot.
When
Oh,
I
my
say
bad, player.
when I say that Spy Family has the best intro for me,
no.
You
It's not the
don't
intro.
say
They're talking about
intro
the
song.
ending. The
What-
ending.
what do you
Yeah,
mean?
I thought it was
Comedy.
the intro.
Remember?
yeah, but you're talking about the song.
Yeah, I know what you
Yeah.
mean.
The intro and the
Yeah, I know
outro.
you're talking about the
outro.
opening theme. Wait, which
Yeah,
one?
the
There's like two of
opening.
them.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that I think is the best. So when I say I think is the best for me, you can't say nah.
Sorry.
Like you can't say no. It's not the best for me. It is the
Meanwhile,
best for
you
me.
say Teen Titans
You're
is factually
saying that
trash.
you think something different, which is fine.
You do that to me all the time.
Now you're fine.
You guys do that to each other
Listen.
constantly.
Do the right thing.
All right, we're
Do the
gonna
right
keep
thing.
we're gonna keep track of that.
Yeah, they know the reality.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I'm gonna put. Do you guys like handheld? do you like handheld gaming, or do you guys
Handheld
have,
gaming, you mean?
I'm trying to figure out, are people into the idea of handheld gaming?
Well,
just write
depends
that
on
How
the
do you
handheld.
feel about
Talk.
handheld gaming? Thumbs up or
Okay.
down?
How do you feel about current handheld gaming? Oh man, the Switch. We forgot about
The
that.
Switch, yo. And by the way, does anybody miss the having like the DS option for Nintendo?
Nope.
Like they shut that down completely. I was shocked. And
I'm
you
so
know
happy they
why
did
I'm
it to
freaking
it.
shocked? Because those suckers die out. You know what I mean? And you want a new one so you can play your freaking DS games.
Yeah.
When we first got married, I remember you picking me up a DS and I played the hell out of that motherfudger.
Yep.
You played Mario Kart DS and
that.
Cookie
That's
Mama,
beautiful.
right?
Oh, I played the existence out of it. It was so good. By the
That's
way,
beautiful.
the
You see that?
it's stunning. It's
Yeah.
stunning. For
Yeah.
sure. If you play PC games, all that stuff, you need to have this.
Or but even like Xbox, you can play Game
Yeah.
Pass on here. I mean, if you have Game Pass, you can
But that's
download
the
it. It's
thing
so
that is
dope,
so
dude.
smart that Xbox is doing. You can play your Game Pass in here. Like, dude, that's options right there.
Look at this. You could play co-op on here if you put attached two Xbox controllers to it. And then this has an out. You could plug this into your TV. It's just like a Switch.
Oh, that's dope.
So you could be playing here, boom, put it up and keep playing. That's sick. That's sick. I definitely want one for sure. I mean, the Steam Deck does that too, but you know, it is it's really compromised, the graphics. Oh, they have a mobile deck. Oh shit, I forgot about this. If you buy the dock, you could plug in that. I have an extra $490. I could just plug it in somewhere and use it on here, and that'll be my extra PC because it's Windows. I could use it as a Windows computer.
Nice. Well,
Plug
there
in
you
the
go.
keyboard and laptop, and that's my new PC. That's dope.
Options.
Options is your friend. But yeah, that's really dope. It's supposed to be coming out in the next few months, supposedly. That's why it's leaking on Best Buy and all this stuff.
No, they're. What do you mean? Like pre-orders, or they're
Yeah,
just
pre-orders are supposed to be
popping
starting in the next few months or so. We don't know exactly.
I wonder how much this is gonna sell.
And they already have
Like-
previews. People are loving it. People
Yeah.
have used the system. Like they're sending it out. People are
All
loving it.
right, all right. It's
And-
going to be one of those things because of the price. It's going to be
Yes.
hard
So
to,
this is
to
the thing.
pick up.
The price is what's blowing everybody's mind
Yeah.
right now because they don't. It's not like Steam, right? So Steam Deck. The reason why it's so cheap in comparison, right? So they have. So their biggest one is $550, or $650 is
Yeah.
their most expensive one, and then you have one for $550 if I'm not mistaken, and then you have one for like $349, which has like no memory. So pretty much you have to like buy extra memory to put it in. So it's basically $50 more for this one, and this
Yeah.
one is so much better, right?
Yeah, it's stupid not to. But
Yeah.
the problem is going to be, are you going to be able to find, because everybody's going to
Well,
say,
yeah,
well, for
we're-
$50, might as
exactly,
well
I
get
might as well
that
get
one.
this. So we
And
gotta
then you're
pre-order it when it
stuck with
pops
the
out.
other crap.
But what I was saying is the Steam Deck, you got to remember, when you buy the Steam Deck, you're plugging into the Steam ecosystem. So it's your Steam account. You have to have a Steam account
Yeah.
to do that. Now, technically, you can, like I said, you could delete that and install Windows 11, but it's not made for it, so it doesn't run really well. So you're basically, Steam knows that you're going to be using Steam, which means you're going to be buying the games on Steam, which means they're going to make all the money from your
Mhm.
purchases on Steam.
Exactly.
Right? So they can say, all right, we'll make it this cheap because we're going to make the money on the back end. Asus does not have that. They're making it just $50 more than the competition, and they don't have anybody else who can, like, there's no other way for them to make money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're literally just making money on the sale of the handheld,
100.
which seems weird. But they do have less features on the handles, like on the actual
Yeah.
body. Because remember, Steam has those track pads on each side, so
Mm-hmm.
you can use that. It has a gyroscope inside of it. It's much bigger, so there's more material.
But that's the thing, that they probably had to cut out some things in
Yeah, they
order
make
to
cuts
make
to
it
make it-
more
to make it
comfortable,
work.
smaller, practical. So, you win some, you lose some, and it's what works for you, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Madman,
Absolutely.
what you got for us, baby?
What is next?
What is next?
The Wii U's not handheld. Sorry. So
And
the
The
Next-
Wii U is.
It's not a
the
handheld.
Wii
It has
U-
a
kind of.
It has a controller
You
that has
hold
a
it, grab
screen.
it, move around with it.
If you sit down somewhere other than in front of your TV and you can play your game, by definition,
You can't.
It's a
You
handheld.
leave.
Oh,
you
no,
walk
you
away-
have
I
to
tried.
hold
I tried.
it.
Walk
You-
away like
yeah.
10, like an inch or at 10
Not
inches.
10
it'll be like
inches. That-
disconnection and
That
shit.
is not how measurements work, man. You will feel really silly if you take a ruler that's 12 inches, put it in front of your thing, and realize that if you're sitting on your couch, you're at least 8 feet away.
8
so,
feet.
yes. So,
Well, you
you're
can't
incorrect.
walk like out the room and
You
play
can work
it.
pretty far. You can Google it on YouTube. People have good distance that you can move away from it. The point is that you're not having to be on the TV to do
You
it.
could look down and go ahead and continue
I'm pretty
playing.
sure if you
yeah.
talk to anyone and say my favorite portable is a Wii U, people are gonna look at you like, "What the fuck?"
That'll be their problem, though, right? We don't
It's
live in a
not
life where we're
affordable.
worried about how people look at us,
But it's-
right? We like
That
what we
is
like,
true.
and that's the
That be
reality.
the
true.
gamepad's a controller.
Doesn't
not a
matter. It is what it
handheld.
is. You can look it down at the controller and watch the game.
It's a feature.
Meaning, but can you?
It's like where the
isn't
map
it like
goes.
as long as it's running, you can put something else on the TV
you
and
can
still
literally
play
put the whole
on?
game on your
Well, only
handheld.
some
That's what it
games and
is.
early
It's
games
the,
at that.
It's the
Most of them are just a
genesis
map.
of the Switch. It was how the Switch came to be. That's the reality. So let's
now you're trying to
not
get the
let's
Wii U
not
credit?
put our own fake barricades on how people feel about what they feel are handhelds. All right.
I don't know.
This is what it is, my friend. What is next?
Okay. So the Super Mario Bros. Movie on April 28th released in Japanese theaters, so you can watch in Japanese in Japan. However, you can also watch the Japanese version in the United States in select theaters. So the reason why this is a big deal is because Illumination obviously made the script, made the movie. They did the whole thing. They just got it approved by Nintendo. Nintendo, however, wrote the script for the Japanese version, meaning that the script is not entirely the same. It's a different script written by Nintendo themselves and given to Illumination. So there have been screenings in select theaters, in select places in the United States, that you can watch the movie in the Japanese language. The only problem, though, no English subtitles, which defeats the purpose for me. What do you guys have to say about this?
I love the fact that they released it in Japanese in theaters. I love that. Why not? Like, they should also release it in freaking Spanish. Like, why not? You know how many people will go see it in a different language? Like,
Yeah, I mean they're gonna do
I mean,
that
I
for
would love to see it
they're
in
gonna do that
Japanese,
for
but-
the Blu-ray and DVD.
I
release.
understand
I
that,
think
but the
big
fact that they're
deal-
bringing it to theaters, that's awesome.
But I think the big deal about this is that
New
it's
script.
written by Nintendo in Japanese.
Mhm.
Now, this is the thing, though. Does that mean that when you watch the movie that there's any differences in what you're seeing?
They changed the song Peaches.
Okay,
like,
but hold
it's a
on.
different.
What I'm
Wait,
talking about is
hold
what
on.
you're seeing.
What
the
Madman,
visual.
I don't know.
listen,
No,
what
no, no,
Madman
no.
is saying is really important because I was out today, and I had Peaches playing. That's right. I put on Peaches in the
Peaches is the-
car.
Peaches is the
It's
shit.
freaking legit. And then after, it came on in Spanish, and the lyrics are different.
Oh, is it?
So yes, they switch it around to adapt it to so it flows well, right? So I'm like, dude, you're saying a completely different sentence right now.
Yep.
But it will be great for them to put the movie out in Spanish for people who want to go ahead and watch it in Spanish. I love that they're putting it out in Japanese, and I don't think that those should be the only languages that they should do.
Well, they obviously have done a countless languages.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. On the
Like-
Blu-ray, it's gonna be on. It's gonna be
Like, you're
every
just gonna have
language.
every language you can
so
find.
it's not that they are not doing that. I think that it's just special because Nintendo is doing this.
Yeah,
like they
I love
made the
that.
script for it. So it's kind of like
I
their
mean,
own
the
way of
only
doing it.
reason, like, you're not gonna see Japanese dubs of like Despicable Me. The only reason is because it's a completely script original made for Japanese audiences from Nintendo.
And
I
I
think
think
this
that
would have been
seems-
awesome. I probably would have wanted to see it, but the only problem, there's no English subtitles. It's if you understand Japanese, that's cool.
But that
was
defeats
upsetting.
the purpose almost, I feel like, if they go ahead and put the subtitles on.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, maybe, you know, it's sold out and then you want to go and watch it and there might be a seat available and you're like, okay, well, let me watch it like this. I remember when Avengers came out, we went to see that, like, what, 2-3 times at the movie theaters?
Yep.
And, you know, if they made the movie in Japanese, I think that, you know, I would go sit down and watch it. I already know what they kind of say. You know what I mean?
I mean, just
Yeah, I mean,
random.
obviously there's going to be a group
I
of
don't
people who like doing that. And I just think it's special because of what Nintendo's doing. My question is,
wait, Purple Berry had a good point. She said
huh?
the English one didn't have Japanese subtitles.
That's true.
But it was an
Nice.
American made. I don't know. I feel like
That's true.
that's cool when
Blessing
you're
has
watching.
to go.
What?
Bye, Blessing. Have a
Blessing,
beautiful
take
day.
care. Hey,
Thank you for
remember,
stopping by.
Don't forget, we have a live stream tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. We're going to be talking about
Anime, baby.
We're going to have our live anime discussion. So stop on
wow.
by.
That's
and we'll
very
have
nice of
fun.
you, Blessing. I
I
appreciate
want
it.
to say something. I want to say thank you for making these live streams. They make my day better and way to kind of escape the world and enjoy myself. Thank you guys.
Oh, Blessing. That means
Thank
so
you.
much to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Blessing.
you. And you make our day when you come in and we
Yes.
see you and we get so excited. It's so genuine. Thank you for coming by.
Absolutely.
And come back soon, baby. We have another one tonight.
Yep.
So hopefully we'll
We'd love
see
to
you there.
We'd love to see you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you, Space
Um,
Cowboy.
So yeah. So
Oh, wait.
this.
I didn't-
What's up?
Oh, I didn't finish my saying. I
Go
feel
ahead.
like that. It's cool when it's the original language. I mean, if you're watching like a German movie, watching the German version makes sense because that's the way it was originally created. That makes sense. Mario movie, obviously, it's an American-made movie, but Mario's a Japanese property. Not to mention the Japanese script is unique. Everything else is just a translation. So it's not the same exact movie. It's
Well,
a bit
I mean,
different.
but obviously, man, unless they literally shot two different movies, it's gonna be the same general thing because they can't have a picture of Mario sad and in Japanese they're like, "This is the happiest moment of my life," right?
Obviously, yeah.
Like
Well,
it
I
doesn't
I
make
don't
any
think
sense.
they
It's just
change
their,
it like that.
Like, if
it's
they made,
just
like, American
their
movie
translation
references.
of the English dub.
Like,
That's
if they
all
make
it is,
references to American movies, I wouldn't be surprised they had some, like, Japanese references to Japanese cinema.
Yeah,
or
but they
culture.
can't do that if they showed something about it.
Nah, like,
You know what I'm saying? Like they can't. It's very limited to the difference in
know.
what it would be.
It'd
So,
still be cool, I guess.
I think, yeah, overall, they're not going to change the movie. It's just the wording that kind of changes. So by the way, am really excited about this because guess what? I remember hearing Let It Go in like different languages and
Yes.
you got the same type of feeling from it and it was just all over the freaking place. So when I heard peaches in Spanish and it goes back to peaches.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
yo, it's bitches. But like
Thanks,
to
Blessing. We'll see you soon. Have a
release,
great day.
have a beautiful day, Blessing. To have them release a movie in Japanese and have it in theaters and to hear the Spanish version of the song, and I'm hoping to hear it in all freaking languages out there when the movie releases in Blu-ray, DVD, or whatever.
Yep.
Like that excites me because I was hoping that the Mario movie will be popping off like this.
You know what I gotta say though? What's up with? How come we haven't have an updated dollar amount? Like, shouldn't they be close to $1 billion by now?
They should.
No, wait. That's so apparently tomorrow at the time of recording, Sunday, it's expected. That's when they have their next report and basically update the financial earnings.
All right.
People are saying that Sunday it'll be inevitable that it'll hit $1 billion. Like it should have hit $1 billion by now.
Let's see.
probably.
Let's see. I'm excited for that.
I mean,
All
that'll be remember, this is a big deal, not just because it's a Mario movie. It'll be the first video game adaptation of all time in history to hit $1 billion.
Dope.
So that'd be
I'm
pretty
excited
epic
for it.
alone.
I'm excited for
Which
it.
means the Mario sequel is inevitable.
All right, man.
Heck yeah.
What's next, man?
All right. So on the tracking of video game adaptations, we have received the first teaser trailer for the Twisted Metal video game adaptation coming to Peacock, and it will star Anthony Mackie, famous for his roles as Falcon in Captain America.
I'm gonna put it on.
So, what do you guys have to say about this?
I'm gonna put on the trailer because we haven't seen it, so it's a little difficult to have much of an opinion on it. So the volume's gonna be on. Let's see.
For those of you who don't know, Twisted Metal is a PlayStation franchise. It had many entries in the PS1, PS2, and PS3.
Peacock is killing it.
It's been dormant
They
for a
really
while,
are.
but hopefully this will be a sign that the series returning.
CD players.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Really?
I mean, where's the clown fuck?
Uh-oh.
Sweet Tooth. Where's Sweet Tooth? The guy with the clown mask.
Here we go. Here he
Right here,
comes.
Oh, there's the ice cream machine.
Oh, I don't want ice cream from there.
No.
You guys, nope.
There
Stick
he
to
is.
Cold Stone, guys. Don't go to the ice
We
cream
will not
trucks.
be having
we don't
ice
want to
cream
see
from
that,
there.
and we don't want any of you out there in danger.
Yeah.
So don't approach any ice cream trucks
not
after
happening.
seeing this shit.
There we go. Look at that. All right.
So
That could be good. It could be.
I mean, it looked pretty basic to me.
Guys, you know what I did love though? That I felt like his glove, his hand, the way the world kind of looked, it gave me video game vibes. So I felt like I was still watching a show in a video game type
Yeah.
of situation.
show.
That was
The
kinda
problem
cool.
is when they lean into it in a corny way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we've had such big and dope
Adaptations.
adaptations.
Seriously,
of games.
by the way.
Halo,
Agreed.
Last of Us, like these
The
have
wi-
been
like,
The
The
Witcher,
Witcher,
you guys, The
our
Witcher's
Witcher,
coming
oh
back.
my god! So
I'm
this
so
summer, baby,
excited.
this summer,
This summer.
Yep.
You
This
guys gotta
summer,
check it out with us if
it's
you
all
don't watch
going
The
down.
Witcher. It's so good.
absolutely. So I feel like a new bar has been set,
Yeah.
and like showing this preview the way it kind of looked. I don't know. Like it does feel like what you said, very gamey, like kind of I don't know.
Toss that coin, Purple Berry. She's tossing a coin to The Witcher. You guys too.
Yeah, I don't know how I
And-
feel about what we just saw.
Tiger, we're gonna miss you tonight. Tiger can't make it to our anime
Oh,
night.
sorry, Tiger. That's
Oh,
all right.
sorry,
Well,
Tiger.
listen,
you
if
can watch it when it goes up
Yeah,
on
if
YouTube
if
recorded. So
could,
that's cool.
If you could put it on at all and see a little
On
bit, maybe
repeat.
hop in for a second just to say hi. But
So Shintaro wants to know.
it won't be
if-
our last one either.
Yeah, it won't.
As we continue to watch more of these
Series.
Yeah, we'll come back and talk with
Yeah,
you
we'll
guys
talk
about
more
it.
about
Just
them.
yesterday,
sure.
we watched more Jujutsu Kaisen, and they started Attack on Titan. So,
Yes.
you know,
So
which, my God.
and I'm sure we're gonna
What?
suggest some animes too. So we'll check out the suggestions that come in
Yeah.
tonight as well.
yeah, Shintaro. It's
so
tonight, but 8
it's-
o'clock
Got it? Okay,
Eastern,
okay,
5
okay.
o'clock Pacific tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So Shintaro wants to know if we've ever played the game Metal
Twisted Metal.
Yes.
Twisted Metal. Yes.
Yeah, when
I
I was
have
younger,
not.
that was
Only
like
the
the
English
shit.
dub is mid.
So this is what happened for me. I saw this on Twitter and I didn't read the name and I saw him get in the car and I was like, is this another freaking Fast and Furious? And I was like, pass. And then you guys told me about it. And then now I just checked out the freaking trailer. Honestly, they're not giving us much in this trailer. I feel like they should have given us a little bit more content as to what the actual show is going to be. When is this show coming out? Does it say?
It does not say. It does not say.
So, but I love Peacock. They have great stuff over there. So, we'll see what it be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this is a trailer from Twisted Metal Black, which was the Twisted Metal.
Like, it came out back in the PlayStation 2, and it was
Well, this was on
pretty critical
PlayStation 3,
success.
Twisted Metal Black. PS2 to PS4, I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure.
Nah, it's a PS2 game, but they did backwards compatible on PS4. Not backwards, I think it was PlayStation Now or something like that. You got to play PS2 games on PS4. And I think you can even buy some.
Yeah, the big thing about Twisted Metal back then was that you would pick a character, right? There was a bunch of characters.
Okay.
You would pick the character and you would beat the tournament, right? That's all it is. It's how you can survive and kill all the other players. And then you would get this crazy, dope ass
Backstories?
end cinematic.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Kind of like that fighting game.
Like Tekken that we used to.
No.
Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive.
yeah.
The cinematics of that game when
Were
you,
amazing.
oh my gosh,
So,
they were phenomenal.
That's what this was. That was the whole thing with this. They looked so real back in the day. It's so crazy when you think
Right?
about how horrible they look
realistic.
now.
Yeah, how horrible they look now, but how it creeped you out before.
Yeah. It was so good. That one didn't really have any gameplay.
Even some of the movies, like for, like Halloween time type of movies, it's kind of like, yo, this looks so fake.
I mean, a lot of them do. I mean,
Look
to
at
be
this.
fair,
This
the
is
Halloween
PlayStation 2
aged pretty
time.
well.
Holy
They're from 1970 some shit.
Yeah. This is, which one is this?
This is the same one. Twisted
The
Metal
same
Black.
one?
2000. This is not an updated trailer.
This is back when it came out. And it's
C-Money.
it was a classic. Like it was like you played it and you really had
I played
fun
Dead or
back
Alive
in the day.
Dimensions on the 3DS.
Yes. C-Money and I played Dead or Alive 2
Part three.
as well.
Dead or
I
Alive.
meant, yes.
That was the one that
It
we
was so
played.
dope,
It was
yeah.
It was so amazing. Look at that. See, like back in the day, it was crazy. You would play this game. There was so much cool shit going on. Just looks so basic.
And
now.
that looks pretty good
It
for a
looks so
PS2 game.
crappy.
I mean,
Oh.
to be fair, keep it in mind it's a PS2 game. It looks good for the time.
For the time, but
Not-
damn,
When
this is
back
hard
then,
to go
we thought
back
this
to.
was amazing.
Well, I remember when what was it that came out for the Xbox? We did a gameplay of GoldenEye.
Yeah.
And
Oh, GoldenEye
you,
007.
C-Money, were so freaking hyped for it.
Yep.
And Purpleberry and I, Madman, by the way, joined you in the hype.
Yep.
But Purpleberry and I were like, please get us out of these graphics
I mean,
ASAP.
it's a classic, you know? You can't expect it to look like a Series X game, even though it's from 1997.
Oh, obviously, but damn. Why you gotta do that
This
to
I
us?
remember. I just watching this bring me back so many memories. We had so much fun. It's crazy.
Maybe they should make a new Twisted Metal. They haven't made one for over one console generation, and PS5 just
Yeah,
radio
because it fell
silence.
away. You know, like it just fell off. People didn't really care for it. It was very dark, very very dark. So
Yeah.
at that time, it was like
I never played
it
it,
was
never
an
seen
edgy
it.
game. So back then, it was like, oh, Season Charles said is one of his favorite video games. Yes, it was such a good game, dude. It was such a good game. Yes, Dead or Alive was amazing. We loved Dead or Alive. 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. Video game
Dead or Alive 3 was
adaptations.
peak,
I don't know.
bro.
I
It was
feel
so
like that
good.
these
It was.
adaptations do more than just cashing on the game, but they can also revitalize or put the spotlight back on old games that are
100%.
relatively
If
dead.
this show blows up, you better believe.
Now
Now they're gonna be making.
Well, supposedly there's already a Twisted Metal game being made. Supposedly, David
Yeah.
Jaffe, if you follow him, he's the original creator of Twisted Metal. He has said in his streams that he knows that they are making it, and they had the people who made. Remember that launch PlayStation 5 game?
The Battle All Stars, something All Stars, Destruction All Stars.
Yeah, Destruction All Stars, the one that they were crashing into each other. Supposedly, they were making it, and then they took it away from them, gave it to somebody else. So I think they're hoping that this blows up. If this blows up, it's almost a certainty that a new Twisted Metal will be revealed.
Yeah.
That's
They'll-
for sure.
They'll go ahead and pop it out, and they'll say, "Yeah, it's gonna come."
Dude, we're in a weird era with video game adaptations. So you went from anything with a video game slapped on it brand is going to be dog shit to they're making a Gran Turismo movie. So I think anything could happen. Literally anything. Sega, after Sonic, they confirmed a whole bunch of movies based on like Jet Set Radio and Comic Zone, Catherine, Persona, Shin Megami Tensei, a whole bunch of crazy shit. And we're really in a renaissance for video game adaptations. Mario movie showed that they could bank big on the box office, so anything could happen with these things. They're so unpredictable, it's fun. So yeah.
Shintaro asks, Sudo, what do you love about Dead or Alive? Dead or Alive was freaking epic. First of all, the freaking fight scenes were insane.
It was so
And
interactive with the world,
Right? But at the end, getting those freaking cinematics, it was everything. They had that Aerosmith song, remember? See?
Yes.
Do you
I
remember that?
I
That
do.
was crazy epic. Like I can still, like when I think about it, I can still get the same feelings that I used to get when I watched it. Like you got that feel good in your heart type of thing.
Oh,
Absolutely.
IGN.
Oh, this is
back in their creepy old logo days.
Lower the.
Dude, that's crazy how low
The quality.
quality is. But we could play. You know, this is backwards compatible on Xbox. Like we could play
We should.
Dead or
We
Alive 3
should.
live.
We should do a
do
gameplay.
fighting
Let's do a
game night.
gameplay,
We should do a
yes.
fighting game night where we just play a bunch of different fighting games live. That would be dope.
Yes.
That would be dope.
I would love that.
Yes. But we gotta revisit Dead or Alive 3. Look, the way you would hit
Agreed.
people on the trees. Look at the snow. Back then, this was not normal.
This was huge, yeah. And listen, we may play it now and be like, this is garbage trash.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
No, it
Like,
still
this
looks
is
good.
a-
They've updated
Those
it.
memories.
It looks good now. Like they did. I think it's 4K, 60 FPS.
Xbox One X
Shintaro
enhanced.
said
Yeah,
that
it's
would be
enhanced.
awesome. We should do some gaming night, some fighting.
And we can play like
Yeah,
you
Mortal
know?
Fighting game
Kombat,
night.
Street Fighter, Tekken,
Yep.
Guilty Gear, all the fun stuff.
Absolutely,
Smash Brothers.
absolutely.
That'd be pretty rad.
All right. We're getting to the end. Let's get these last couple of topics out of here. All
right,
hit the next
I
one.
got you. I got you covered. So we're still in the track of video game adaptations. You see, games are coming, getting them left and right. And I think the last game that anyone ever expected to get an adaptation, Vampire Survivors, is getting a TV series from the creator of John Wick. I know, shocking. Am I right? Yep, it's pretty crazy, but it's true. So, what do you guys have to say about this?
First of all, when I heard you say this, I was like, what? And then I heard John Wick, and I was like, oh, wait, hold on. You may be onto something, boy. So this could be really good. By the way, we did a gameplay, a Doodles Never Have I Ever, of Vampire Survivors. And I said to C Money, like, what kind of nonsense do you have me playing? Because I kind of let him pick, like, you know, what do you think I'm going to like? And I was like, how dare you with these graphics and this crappy game?
My gosh.
And you guys, the game is so much fun. It is insane. You just get going. I was out there beating records, you know? I did pretty good.
And that game was hard, too.
Yeah, you did really good.
It gets hard, really hard.
It gets hard. It's super fun.
It does, but it's so fun.
You know what? It's a fantastic game, but it's ridiculously hard. Maybe you should play on Never Have I Ever. Cuphead.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Bro,
By
that
the
would
way,
be awesome if you played Cuphead.
Cuphead is like insanely hard.
I beat Shovel Knight, and I was like, bruh, I could beat any difficult game. Cuphead ruined my fucking life, but it's so fun at the same time. It's ridiculous. It's weird.
Yeah, it's the game. The game Vampire Survivors was a surprise smash hit that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we were like playing it obsessively. Like I was constantly trying to get higher scores and see what combos you can put together.
Garlic! Get
the garlic. That was my jam. Love the garlic. Just walk up to people and they just die. But yeah, like it was a huge thing. I didn't know that there was much of a story to it. So they actually, the guy who made the game, I guess they interviewed him. So he said, this is a quote from him: "The most important thing in Vampire Survivors is the story." So it's a dream come true to see what started as a little indie game I made on my weekends come to life as an animated TV show. Gallant said in a statement, "It's also great to be partnering up with such experienced and talented people to make the show. I do wonder if they've realized that there isn't a single vampire in Vampire Survivors."
That's funny. Don't tell anybody until you have that contract signed.
Don't say anything. But yeah, I mean, dude, this is dope. I love these like stories where like this guy who was just making this small game on his weekends, released it, and it just blew up, dude.
It's easy to pick up a game that's like made by a big company like The Witcher, right?
CD Projekt Red is massive.
Cyberpunk.
Again, CD Projekt Red.
So it's easy to pick something like that, but to pick out something like this, that's an indie game. That's really good, dude. Like I appreciate that. And the game is good, but I appreciate that giving back, looking into the smaller games and picking something out to make it into something
Indie
else.
games have been taken over lately. Remember when Celeste blew up and when like Hades blew up just like a little bit ago?
Yeah.
Like it's so cool that these games that back in the day would have never had really any spotlight get so much attention now because of how many games there are and how accessible they are.
Most of the stories you hear now of these blow up games that people are like, oh my God, you have to play it, they're mostly indies.
Yeah.
It's like these surprise indie games
because
that
that's
pop
how
out.
it comes up. Guys, you got to play it because it's not something that you're just hearing about everywhere, you know?
Yep. Absolutely.
It's weird like to think like remember when Minecraft was an indie?
Oh my gosh.
Now it's like it's an actual game, a respectable franchise in that manner. It's a AAA game and
Minecraft
back then
Legends
it was so
came
small.
out. Didn't even blink at it. Minecraft Legends came out.
That's not an indie.
No. He just realized that it came out and he didn't even.
Legends came out. I completely kind of like forgot about it.
Yeah.
I wanted to try it, but
yeah, I mean Legends was pretty good. Dungeons was pretty good. So
never hopped into it, but yeah, I mean, this is a great thing, man. Vampire Survivors getting burned.
Guilty Gear. Have you played that, babe?
Strive on Game Pass.
I think I played Guilty Gear Strive.
Yeah.
I have not played that too much though.
I haven't played it before.
Dead or Alive was like the big fighting game, and then like Mortal Kombat after that. But
You used to
I
play
love-
a lot of wrestling when you were
Yes,
younger.
wrestling. Oh my
When
god.
The Rock
No
was
Mercy.
around. The Rock's in the
WWE,
building.
No Mercy. WrestleMania 2000. That was the
It's on
golden
Game
time.
Pass.
Yeah, that was the golden time. I love those wrestling games. I wish they would come out with a new one that was like
That had The Rock
type
in
of
it.
way. Well, he's in a lot of these games.
Yo,
I fell off of it, but he's-
listen, talk about like exceeding
yeah,
everything you
Shintaro
could
played
be.
wrestling games too.
Nice. The Rock.
Oh yeah, he blew
The
up.
Rock it's just, man.
Yep.
Holy
He
crap.
always said it. He always said it when he was a wrestler that he was the greatest entertainer.
And legit though, legit. Like they didn't just hand him a role and he just, half-assed it. Like he's freaking good. This guy can sing. This guy's in animated movies, action movies. He's freaking jacked. He's just The Rock, yo. Like he can do anything.
Yeah.
You know, there was a thing where his contracts would state that he cannot play a character that loses. It's true story.
I get
he would
that.
have to win in every movie he was in.
Makes sense.
Good for him.
Yeah.
He's a winner.
You don't
You know what
wanna
I'm
be a
saying?
loser.
You ain't trying to lose out here. Not even in pretend world he wants to
Exactly.
lose. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's a real winner right there.
That's right. That's right.
Let's go.
All right, man. Last but not least.
Ooh. All right. All right.
Ooh,
I don't know if you guys are-
SpongeBob.
Well, yeah, I was about to say that. But they confirmed the 4th SpongeBob movie is going to be called Saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie.
It's literally
And
not a SpongeBob movie.
It's with quotation marks. It's part of the film line. Like, it's still part of the SpongeBob canon and stuff. So it
Gotcha.
is a SpongeBob movie because it's based on a SpongeBob TV show. But it's obviously about Sandy Cheeks this time. SpongeBob's there, but not at front and
so
center.
to be clear,
It's going to be heading to Netflix exclusively in 2024.
they don't even mention it. So Netflix Netflix put out a tweet. Well, Netflix Geek, is that the same thing or is that Netflix? I don't know.
No,
I'm assuming
Netflix
that's
is doing
Netflix.
it. They're not doing
they
it.
say big news. Sandy Cheeks is heading home to the prettiest place in the world in her very own movie. Saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie, is coming to Netflix in 2024. So this is not a SpongeBob
I get
movie.
it. They didn't mention SpongeBob.
Yeah, we get
but
it.
guess what, guys? It would have been cool if you took SpongeBob out of that picture,
Well, he's not
out of that
here.
shot.
So what's the
You
film
know what I'm
about?
saying?
Well,
like,
obviously, SpongeBob is the main character. Like, meaning
He's-
that.
but
not.
they're trying to make it about Sandy Cheeks. The entire title is about Sandy Cheeks. How about we get SpongeBob out of there? Yeah, we know
Why?
SpongeBob is going to be in the movie, but you had to let us know that SpongeBob was going to
Well,
be
he's
in the
a
movie
safety
without
net.
adding
Kids
him
are
in
gonna see
there.
He's a
posters
safety
He's the
net.
safety net, exactly. But
Exactly. They're
you know,
never
if you're gonna go in all the way.
Well, they make like a Mr. Krabs movie. SpongeBob's gonna be there. God, by no, like in marketing and shit. Because kids, obviously, kids like Sandy and
agreed,
stuff.
but the point
kids
is-
want SpongeBob.
that they couldn't just let her be and have her moment. Like he had to be back there, arms out.
Yeah, even though
Here I
he's
am.
leading, it's like, hey,
Even
I'm
though
still here.
she's leading, yes,
So
it's
look at
like,
what's the film about?
don't worry, SpongeBob will be
When
there.
Bikini Bottom and all its residents are suddenly scooped out of the ocean, Sandy Cheeks and SpongeBob SquarePants journey to Texas to save the town from a villainous plot. They should have let SpongeBob get taken, and it was Sandy's job
Who
to
came
go do
to
it.
save
That would
him,
have been
right?
the right way. But they're just
It's complicated.
They're
Like, they-
doing it so that they can say, "Look, we made a Sandy Cheeks movie,"
Mm-hmm.
but in reality,
Yep.
it's still just
It's
a
still
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
I mean,
movie.
it's not. I mean, it's effed up because it's not because they don't want to give
Next
Sandy
year,
her own
2024.
movie. I guarantee you, they made a
Nice.
Plankton movie, a Mr. Krabs movie, a Pratchett movie. 110%, they would do the identical thing. SpongeBob will be in it just as much.
Okay, but that doesn't matter.
That's
That's
right.
not what they did.
The point is
What
the
they did
cover,
is they did Sandy
though, you
Cheeks,
guys.
and they put her back.
Yeah, it's a
Put her
big
hit- put
deal
him right in the
because it's Sandy Cheeks, right?
Yeah, good
Female.
for her, yeah.
They're giving her the lead, and it's like, but don't worry, SpongeBob's here to save the day for you guys that, don't want to
for
watch Sandy
kids,
Cheeks.
because kids want to see SpongeBob, and
Yeah.
I'm sure kids like Sandy, but they're not going to sell movie tickets to kids just because Sandy's there.
But
SpongeBob
that's-
has
but
to
that's
be
But
the
that's
problem.
wrong to
That's
think,
the
and that's
problem,
the
bro.
problem that
And
they
that's why they
think that.
did this, because there's people like you
Yeah.
who would say that. But
Honestly,
in reality, this character is a character that people know, people love her, people have seen her forever,
Mhm.
and they should have just made a movie about her. Now, would it have done the same numbers?
No way.
Probably not, but it doesn't matter. The whole point is that give her the chance to shine.
Yep.
It's like if you made a Black Widow movie and said, don't worry, Captain America's there. You know what I'm
Well, I
saying?
mean,
Like,
yeah.
All the heroes get their own
exactly.
little movie.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
Rarely are
It's-
other heroes
but the
there.
point
True.
is that just have some faith in your character. Sandy Cheeks been around just as long as SpongeBob.
Exactly.
I mean, here's the thing: if
You know what I'm saying? It's not
if this
like
movie
he
does well,
lives in
then I
isolation.
guarantee, then maybe with the next Sandy movie, if they do another Sandy movie, she would probably be a lot more front and center rather than having SpongeBob there, or SpongeBob would be a little less out the picture. They gotta give it at least a go around to see if the Sandy Cheeks movie would do well, knowing Sandy's the protagonist.
But they won't know because SpongeBob is still there.
exactly.
Okay, I don't know.
They're not
Yeah.
They're just.
They're not
They're
testing
not
anything.
testing it out.
Yeah.
They're just
The test would be Sandy alone
and let's see what happens.
SpongeBob
you
not
know,
on the cover, right?
don't worry, you guys. People will find out, even if it after it comes out that SpongeBob is in there, and everybody will rush out to see it.
Well, I guarantee
All right?
you. Well, here's
Don't
the thing.
worry.
That you are on something because a day or like a couple days after this was announced, they announced that the next actual SpongeBob movie called Search for SquarePants is coming out in 2025 or some date later on, and will feature SpongeBob and the Flying Dutchman as heavy protagonists. So yeah, obviously SpongeBob's not going anywhere. They're gonna make a full-blown SpongeBob, but Sandy Cheeks is a spin-off.
And by the way, I wasn't expecting SpongeBob to go anywhere. I love SpongeBob, but like, come on, you guys. If you're trying to prove a point here, go somewhere, go all the way.
And have you noticed something? It's called Saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie. It's not even the Sandy Cheeks movie, Saving Bikini Bottom. It's vice versa.
Yep.
Like how it's SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out Water, SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, SpongeBob SquarePants, the Search for SpongeBob.
So this is the thing.
you know, or
SpongeBob
SquarePants,
comes
whatever.
first. Every other character, Bikini Bottom, then Sandy Cheeks.
Big Money Bags, Mr. Krabs movie.
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait for that. But yeah, Big Eyes, Plankton. Like I don't know, but you know,
Right,
Yeah,
Shantaro, by the
2025
way,
for SpongeBob.
2025,
Like they're
he
telling us
said.
now so that we can make sure,
Yes.
hey, don't worry, we're not forgetting
yeah.
about SpongeBob.
Don't worry, this is coming out, you guys, but we got you.
I mean, I
We got
have no
you.
faith in the Sandy or the SpongeBob movie because I feel like the first movie was the best movie. It was really good, even considering it from an angle of a TV movie or a movie based on a TV show. It was still honestly an enjoyable and well-made movie. You could tell there was effort and it had a decent story to go with it, even for SpongeBob standards. The second movie was meh. The SpongeBob on the Run was abysmal. Do you remember that last SpongeBob movie?
Yeah, I do.
Animation was beautiful. Other than that, that's
I
all
fell
I had going
asleep.
for it. The
Yeah,
movie was
it
shit
was.
other than that.
It's they take it too
SpongeBob
out
is
there.
the thing that did not age for me. Like I'm still like I'll watch Teen Titans Go. Like
Yeah.
I like all that shit. I feel like SpongeBob has kind of
Oh
like,
my gosh,
I moved
wait,
away
wait.
from SpongeBob.
Real quick, Cartoon Network. What's the one? And I don't know why I'm blanking
He
out
made
on
his own Gumball.
Gumball. Yes,
I love
Gumball's
Gumball. Even
hilarious.
now, it's still funny. Even now,
Hilarious.
It really
they
is.
They are making a season 7. They confirmed they're rebooting, not rebooting, but recontinuing. Gumball with a new season for a feature.
Nice.
So yeah, I don't know. That's pretty cool. I mean, SpongeBob. I feel like that I have watched SpongeBob, even though I was born when season 5 and that kind of era of SpongeBob was going on. I find that only the first 3 seasons are still genuinely funny and quality. The rest of it is just mid as like not even that great, not even good at all. It's just pretty shitty. And even now, it feels like SpongeBob's just there to exist. There's no real like. Think about any memorable episode, Band Geeks, where they have obviously Sweet Victory and shit, the chocolate with nuts, pizza delivery. All those episodes are in the first 3 seasons. So kind of after that point, SpongeBob has existed and not done much more other than that.
Listen, I'm happy that SpongeBob is still going on, but the reality of it is that they do go really out there with their movies and stuff like that. But the reality of this that's happening right now is I don't appreciate the fact that they're doing okay, we're going to do a Sandy Cheeks movie, but again, this is how it's coming about. We're going to write her name last. We're going to put SpongeBob right behind her on top of on the cover. And then on top of it, we're going to let this announcement settle in. On top of it, we're going to announce SpongeBob's movie that's coming out in 2025 right with it so that, we keep the focus on SpongeBob.
Well, yeah,
that's a
I
load
mean,
of crap.
The SpongeBob part doesn't bug me, but I do realize just looking at it that they did put Sandy Cheeks' name at the end, which is a bit effed up. I'm like, you really couldn't put it in the
I didn't
beginning.
notice that, so that was actually a really good thing that you pointed that out.
I agree with. I don't understand why they didn't just put her name
Oh,
first
look,
instead of
Layla
making a point and having the
Matthews.
subtitle be
Layla
first.
Matthews,
Hi, Layla.
welcome.
Sure.
Thank you for stopping
We're
by.
always
And
open
yes,
for a joke.
Oh,
we love to
Lila
laugh.
Matthews. Yeah,
now,
do tell.
Shintaro, he asked what do we think of Jessica Rabbit?
Jessica Rabbit from
Jessica Rabbit, the queen herself.
Roger
I don't know how
Rabbit
she made it into a
fame.
PG movie. I'll say that. So, that's pretty rad.
she was
I mean, I
just a
never saw
girl
Who Framed Roger
that
Rabbit,
had
but I do
clothes
know
on.
that she's a bit enticing. So,
Why did the Oreo go to the dentist?
Ooh, why did the Oreo go
don't know.
to the dentist?
Why?
Why?
Good question.
All right, everybody, type in why.
Why?
Why?
To get filled?
Jessica Rabbit is hella thick.
Jessica Rabbit.
No.
Because he lost his filling.
Oh!
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, that's
all
nice.
right. All right. That was a good one.
That was
Thank
good.
you. I
That was worth
appreciate
it.
that a lot.
That was worth it.
Yes. Thank you.
So,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
That
that's
was
pretty-
awesome,
pretty
Layla.
rad.
Well, so that's pretty much it for SpongeBob and his antics. We'll see what happens when that movie comes out. Guys, we talked about a lot of stuff today.
We did. And we had a great time. And we appreciate you guys joining us.
Layla. You are always welcome here, my friend.
Yes. Yes, you are.
For sure.
Yes, so that was a Shintaro always turning the chat 18 plus. That's funny.
Well, makes sense.
That was a good episode.
This was a good podcast.
Yeah,
It
good
was a
podcast.
great 40-second podcast, you guys.
Yeah.
And our
episode
second live
number
one at that.
And this is
42.
our
rad.
second live podcast.
Well, for this, we've been doing podcasts all week now, but
Yes.
for
For
this
like the
one, for
actual
the
podcast. Yeah, we've been
our
doing
Madman
gameplay and all
podcast,
that stuff.
This is number 2.
Yeah. But we're gonna be live again tonight, you guys,
Yes.
at 8:00 Eastern time,
5 p.m. Pacific.
5 p.m. Pacific time.
Thank you, Layla. We really appreciate
Yep, it's gonna
that.
get crazy. Let's
That's
just say
okay.
that because
Listen, better late
it's
than never, Layla.
Layla,
We're
yes,
glad you're here.
we're happy to have you here. Subscribe. We always go ahead and we put out a community post before we go live. We have a lot of fun videos and stuff that you can go check out. And if you want to join our Discord, the conversation doesn't need to end here. You can join in and
We have a growing Discord channel where everybody just gets to hang out and keep the chat alive.
yes.
Keep talking, and it is fun times. I try to put the I feel like I try to put the link in here.
Thank you guys. You guys are amazing.
Layla.
Thank you. And so are you, Layla. Thank you for stopping by.
thank you all for watching.
I'm gonna put the I'll put the link in here.
Yeah, go
manually
ahead.
Because it's like a
Yeah,
weird,
last time you asked me if I can see it,
Oh,
and
thanks, Lila.
I
Much
wasn't
appreciated.
seeing it.
But yeah, so tonight though is gonna be a live anime discussion where we'll just talk about
Oh,
all
anime
the
stuff.
different
thank you, Shintaro.
animes.
Anime series are popular, popping.
Tell
The
us-
classics,
we'll
the
see what we
newbies, all the
think.
fire stuff.
We're gonna watch some of the other animes that people have been talking about.
Yes, Shintaro
kinda
has
follow
been giving
up.
us some suggestions.
Actually,
Madman's got some
Shintaro,
suggestions.
In the Discord, we made that channel for talking anime. If you can go in there and write some of them down that you were mentioning to us.
Yeah, that'd
That would
rad.
be
And I'm just
awesome.
saying it out here out
Super
loud. For anyone in the comment section and you guys, have you guys seen Hell's Paradise? Jigo Karaku. Have you guys seen that series yet? It started recently. It's part of the Dark Trio comprised of Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, and of course, Hell's Paradise. And I gotta say, it's really good. It's only 4 episodes in. It's still airing. I really enjoy it. It's really good. The only thing I'd say is that the animation is kind of mid because the Chainsaw Man took so much budget and Attack on Titan is taking so much budget that all Mappa's other projects are kind of falling under animation-wise. Other than that, story, characters, it's really good. It's great, actually. So
Nice.
I recommend that one for sure.
Nice. We put the link in the chat, by the way, Layla.
Nice, Layla. Go ahead.
For the
For the
Discord.
Discord, so you could always hop in.
Guys, thank you for checking us out. And don't forget, Purpleberry is a part of our channel, but she also has her own channel, Purpleberry Crafts. If you have some time, go check that out too. You won't regret it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Layla, thank you so much. We definitely welcome you into the Discord. It's fun times. It's nice to, these live streams are super fun, but, obviously we can't be live streaming all day, every day, which means we have to stop chatting with you guys. But hop into the Discord.
Always,
and
you can always say hello.
Say hello. We can always chat, talk about
And
fun
we
stuff.
put up there first.
And you guys know first what we're gonna do.
what we're doing. Yeah, when we're
next.
going live
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff like that.
That's pretty awesome.
So
Guys, thank you for showing us so much love. We love you guys so much. We thank
do,
you
we do.
for
Of
being
course.
here with
and
us.
for anyone who has not subscribed, go ahead and do so. And also be sure to like, comment, and share this
Yeah, don't forget
podcast
the
and our
like
channel
button.
as a whole.
hit that like button, guys.
Of course.
It helps
Thanks.
us out.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Mario Kart Madman, out!